And we welcome you to Van Meter Stadium, Pete Colasurto Field in Beckley. Tonight, Video Productions has a classic high school football game. It's a battle between the number 2 Class AAA team, the Princeton Tigers, 6-0, and the number 6 Class 4A team, the 4-2 Beckley Flying Eagles. Hello again, everybody. Maris Lowry here with Eric Thomas as we welcome you into the Greenbrier Automotive pregame show, and we think, Eric, we're going to have quite a football game between Beckley and Princeton, and both of these teams have everything in front of them of where they want to go in their respective classes.
Yeah, this is a time of the season where the contenders really want to show that they belong, and this Princeton team's been making statements by their play all year long, and it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for this Beckley team. So if they really want to put the stamp on the playoffs, a big win tonight would help.
Princeton has got the better of this series as of late. I know that won't have any bearing on what happens here tonight, but Princeton has won 4 in a row in 5 of the last 6 between these two schools.
Yeah, and and none of that carries over into the night. But I think the closest game that Princeton had all year last year up into the playoffs was the Beckley game.
And it's a beautiful night, as you can see on our screen. And, Eric, we think we're going to have just a great night for high school football. And it's a little cloudy. As long as the rain stays away, and I don't see any rain projected in the forecast tonight, we should have a great night for high school football.
Yeah, and it's perfect night, perfect setting, as you could see on the screen here. But you couldn't ask for any better weather for a Friday night contest, and both of these teams should be amped up and ready to go.
We take a look at this Princeton team. They got a new head coach this year. Nate Tanner is the new coach. He was coaching Parkersburg South in the past. He is a native of southern West Virginia, coming from Summers County, so he wanted to be closer to home. He took the job, and he's done the cupboard was really full when he took over, and he's continued to do that because they're 6-0, and in 3 of their 6 games, Eric, they've scored 50 or more. In fact, the least amount of points they've scored in any game was their opener when they put 28 against Capital, so they've got big play capability.
Yeah, and that's a Capital team that's gotten better since that game as well, and went to Oak Hill the last Friday night and put one on Oak Hill. So things are going up and to the right for the Princeton Tigers, and if anybody knows that, that's a graph. Anytime it goes up and to the right.
Well, here's the thing, Eric, you'll know, because they've had a great 1-2 punch, and the quarterback, Chance Barker, and he's been outstanding, 6'2", 200-pound senior. He's thrown for over 1,400 yards this season, and half of those yards have gone to the all-purpose player, Brad Mosser. And Mosser will line up in a lot of different positions tonight. He'll line up in the backfield as a tailback, in the slot, wide out. They use him, and they really get the best of his skill level.
Well, and that goes right back to Coach Tanner too. You don't want to put him just out there on the island. You want to get that guy as many touches as you possibly can. You and I had a chance to do a game with him in Independence last year, and I still think is the best play that didn't count all year.
Punt return that got called back.
Punt return that got called back, and it was electric, and he did most of that on his own. So once he gets into open field, that's going to be key to one of the keys I give later on in the broadcast is tackling in space.
And here's another thing, Eric. We talk about the big play capability, but also they may have a little smash running the ball. And I'm told by the Princeton broadcasters that an offensive lineman for Princeton, number 72, Landon Moore, he's a 6'5", 290-pound junior, is the number 1 prospect in the class of 2027.
Well, if he's the number 1 prospect, I hope WVU is sending him a lot of letters. Our state school. But we'll see how he matches up tonight. And if he's the number 1 lineman, I'm sure they'll be running right off his butt during the night.
On the flip side for Beckley, they're coming off a big homecoming victory a week ago. They beat Riverside. They're 4-2, as I mentioned on top. They've got everything in front of them. And, Beckley, I think, will learn to, or I say learn, I actually will lean maybe on the running game, but I think they're going to have to make some plays down the field in the passing game as well.
Well, they have, a lot of capable players that they need to get involved in the passing game. But I think the key to this game, one of the keys, is Princeton's run defense. I went back and did some research. They played Greenbrier East last week, and I think they held them to under 50 yards rushing. So if Beckley's not able to run the ball, it's going to be a long night. Yeah.
All right, so we've got a beautiful night here, and we'll kick this game off at the bottom of the hour. It's Beckley and Princeton. We'll take our first break and get you ready for the kickoff coming up at 7:30. It's Beckley and Princeton here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley at Pete Curlicerto Field. Maris Lowry and Eric Thomas. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. We have 2 cameras running tonight. We have Jackie Moon on one camera, KB Cameron Ball on the other. And, of course, we have our stat man, Mr. Chris Farish, with us as well. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Scotty Brown is your local State Farm agent located in Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial up Scotty at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your house, you can check out Luke Richmond. He's the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and you can go to their website at exitelevationwv.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is my Edward Jones financial advisor, and she is working with me in my retirement, and she can work with you as well. She's got a new location at Harper Road in Beckley. You can reach out to Heather at 681-254-0097. And also, tonight's game brought to you by Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can dial up Hart's at 304-252-2917. Well, Eric, we'll talk about Beckley and Princeton. First of all, for Princeton, as we mentioned, they are 6-0. They've put up massive numbers in their 6 wins, beating Capital 28-7. They beat arch rival Bluefield 51-6, Oak Hill 56-20, Graham 33-14, Winfield 59-21, and then last week beating a good Greenbrier East team 35-14.
Well, if you look, the things that impressed me most are the defensive totals. Because we've had a chance to do Greenbrier East when you knew they were multiple. They can put up 20-plus points on anyone, and for them to hold them to that amount. In the Oak Hill game, a lot of those points came late.
Right.
So I'm telling you, defensively, this team is a championship caliber.
Yeah, you're right. Only gave up 7 to Capital, 6 to Bluefield, 14 to Graham, and 14 to Greenbrier.
And you're talking about teams with explosive players.
Yes.
So everybody, as much as you want to talk about the offense, let's talk about that Princeton defense.
And, on the flip side, when you look at Beckley, in the 4 games they've won, Eric, they've been really able to put up points. They scored over 40 in the win over Washington. Then they lost to Greenbrier East, the game you and I did, and that game was tied at halftime. And I said the turnover was the difference of the game, and Beckley turned it over 4 times in the second half and lost. And then Parkersburg South, they won that big 31-7 on the road. They lost to Bluefield 34-28, but they've scored over 40 in each of their last 2 wins at Preston and last week at home against Riverside.
Yeah, they've kind of hit their offensive stride, getting a little bit more people involved. But Beckley, let's not sleep on them. They do have the personnel to match up with the Princeton team, but you just don't know. Like I said, it's been a roller coaster season as far as you don't know. You can't have turnovers. You can't let stuff like that snowball. So I think early on they're going to have to lean on that defense and try to get some early stops and stop the big play.
Yeah, after tonight, it's tough for Beckley, as it always is with their schedule. They go on the road to Spring Valley, and even though Spring Valley is AAA, we know it's always a tough place when you go play Spring Valley. They're very good. Come back here 2 weeks from tonight on Halloween. You and I will be here, Eric, for the Oak Hill game, and then they finish up at George Washington. So, like I said, everything is right there in front of them, and it starts with Princeton tonight.
Yeah, and as you look at that schedule, including tonight, every game you probably have a chance to win, but you also have a chance to lose. There's no gimme
50-50
down the
games.
stretch. 50-50 games. It's going to come down to execution and not turning the ball over.
On the flip side, for Princeton, they're currently number 2 in AAA. If they were to win this game, beating a 4A team, that would lock them right into number 2. And after tonight, they get Independence at home next week, and then they finish up on the road their final 2 regular season games at Hurricane and at South Charleston.
And so if you look at the next 2 weeks, Hurricane's got sort of a down year, and South Charleston's back in the rebuild stage.
Right.
The next 2 weeks,
you're reading my mind. If
Princeton wins tonight, they win tonight, and the Independence team's a good team, they'll go undefeated.
I agree with that.
So, and the thing is, the only thing that going against Princeton is right now is Bridgeport.
Right.
I don't think they can attain enough points because Bridgeport's playing a lot of 4A schools as well.
But even if they don't and they finish number 2, they know they'll be at home as long as they're in it.
And you stay out of that bracket.
Right, and you won't play Bridgeport unless you meet in the championship round. All right, with that said, we'll take a break. It's going to be a beautiful night. The crowd continues to file in. We know we're going to have a big crowd across the way with Princeton, the Beckley crowd making its way in as well, and we're about 15, 16 minutes away from kicking this off at the bottom of the hour. We'll take a break as Beckley and Princeton kick off at the bottom of the hour here on Video Productions.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
And we welcome you back to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley at Pete Colasurto Field, getting you ready for the kickoff at the bottom of the hour between Princeton, the number 2 team in Class AAA, 6-0, and Beckley, the number 4 team, number 6 team in 4A. They are 4-2. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Eric, it's hard to believe 2 weeks from tonight is Halloween, and they have their Bowloween, and that will come up. You know, I was told that you and I can go as ourselves. We don't need a costume. Because people ask me all the time, well, if they ever put the camera on you and Eric, and I say it's always Eric's fault, and they tell me you say it's my fault. So
That's right.
Both of us got to take the blame in that. But anyway, check out all the happenings for Halloween at Leisure Lanes, and you can do so by calling them up at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company, located in Sophia, West Virginia. They're now hiring experienced underground miners. They offer a great wage, great benefits, and you can apply online, United Coal Company's Facebook page. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Pasquale's. Pasquale's Italian Restaurant has all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. Catering and private parties are available. You can book your next event with Pasquale's by calling 304-255-5253. Well, Eric, as we're talking, the Beckley Flying Eagle Band performing for what is going to be a big crowd as we'll look out into the stands. And as I mentioned earlier, Princeton is filling up as the home side. Beckley's filling up, and I think we're going to be in for a really great football game tonight.
Yeah, everybody knows this is a much anticipated game by both teams. Yeah, as you said, they're not in the same class anymore, but the rivalry goes way back and it's deep. So both communities really come out and support their teams.
You know, a little history on the rivalry going back to the late 60s, and this might even went into the 50s. Beckley and Princeton got in a brawl, and I'm not sure if this was the late 50s or the early 60s, but it kept them from playing for a long time. And all through the time when I was a kid, they never played through the 70s, and don't think they really played much in football in the 80s. They played a little bit in the 90s. They've just kind of got it back here over the last, 8 to 10 years. Like I said, in the last 6 games, Princeton's won 5 of the last 6 and 4 in a row.
Yeah, it's been a little domination in the last 5 to 6 years, but a lot of the games have been close, come down to a couple of plays here or there, and I think tonight for Beckley to even be in the game, they got to get it off to a hot start.
Well, they're getting ready to play the national anthem. We'll take a break. Eric, be thinking of your keys to the game. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break as we get you ready for the kickoff at the bottom of the hour here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley, getting ready for the Princeton-Beckley kickoff at the bottom of the hour. And Eric, before we went to break, I told you to think about your keys to the game. One thing I will mention to you before we get to your keys, and before we do that, we'll let you know about a couple of our sponsors that are making the game possible tonight. And one of those is Spartan Factory. Of course, we're wearing the Spartan Factory Habidash, these nice blue half-zip pullovers, and they'll take care of your team or your company. And they're located in Beckley. They have team uniforms, bags, hats, banners, and you can check them out at the SpartanFactoryWV.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. An ice-cold Pepsi is great anytime, especially for a ball game, and they're proud sponsors of local sports. But, Eric, before you get into your keys, obviously I know you're well aware of this, but as good as Princeton is, they're also missing a piece that they had from a year ago that reclassified, and that's the Penn State signee, Daniel Jennings. So as powerful and potent as this Princeton team is now, just think if they had him, if he was a part of this team.
And people need to know he reclassified.
Right.
So that's how good he was. He reclassified to go to college.
Right. And another thing, too, I was talking to some of the Princeton broadcasters before we came on the air, and the fact, too, is people that follow college football know Penn State's coach, James Franklin, was fired. So what will that do if he will stay there or other teams will come after him?
Well, you know, a lot of people, especially state schools, they re-recruiting starts out once again. They'll look on that roster now and say, hey, we got this, come on home.
All right, with all that said now, first of all, for Princeton, your key to the game for the Tigers tonight.
Princeton still, everybody talks about the offense, Maris, but I really think that defense still has to stop the run and make Beckley get into passing situations where they've struggled. When Beckley has to pass it down in distance, they struggle.
Third and 8, third and 12.
It's
no team wants to be there, especially the Beckley
Exactly
team.
Right, and I think if Princeton can do that, they'll be just fine tonight.
On the flip side, for Beckley, a key to win?
It's going to be control the turnovers and establish the run. You want first down efficiency. You want to keep it 2nd and 6. 2nd and 5, something like that, so you can ball control and keep that high-powered offense.
Got to get anywhere if you're Beckley 3 to 4 yards on first down.
Yeah.
And one thing, a new twist tonight will be the uniforms for Beckley. It's military night, and Beckley will be wearing new camouflage uniforms tonight, celebrating the military when they get ready to come out momentarily. Princeton is across the way. The crowd has settled in, and it's a nice, cool night. And actually, it's going to go from cool probably to cold probably by the time we're done tonight.
Yeah, you know, the way these games usually last, so I think we'll start out probably in the upper 50s, and by the end it'll be low 40s.
Low 40s. It could even get into maybe the 30s tonight. I understand it's supposed to be cold. Had frost the last couple of mornings.
Yeah, I definitely had to heat the old car up before I went to work.
Yep. So we're glad you're with us here on Video Productions, waiting the introduction for both teams to make their way out on to the field. By the way, got to let you know about a podcast that Eric and I do, and the name of it is, you may not agree with us,
but
we talk about our games that we broadcast and all the other games going on, the Raleigh County Report of high school football. We talk college and the NFL, and we normally record it either on Monday or Tuesday. It's available on YouTube and Facebook. And speaking of other games, there's some really big games, especially in 4A, as Huntington and George Washington square off tonight.
Yeah, and George Washington coming off a heartbreaking loss at home to Jefferson last week. So now they're hosting Huntington, and this Huntington team, ever since they started 0-2, they really got the ball rolling, especially against the state schools.
Yeah, also there's some other teams as we take a look at the schedule of area teams. Shady is home tonight. It's their homecoming. Shady is playing Winfield. We'll keep you up to date on that score. Independence on the road up at Barnesville, Ohio. They're playing that in Marietta, by the way. And Liberty is off tonight. And, of course, the game we're getting ready to do, Beckley here at home against Princeton.
Yeah, a lot of exciting nights, Friday night light games, and I'm anxious to see how the Independence team travels and plays this Barnesville high school team.
And the one thing, too, I don't think that Independence will be looking past the Ohio team with Princeton on deck next week, because they know that that's a big game because when you look at their schedule, and I know coaches look at it different, but us in the media, when you first look at Independence' schedule, and we just said that, think if Independence can get to the Princeton game undefeated, they got a chance to either be 9-1 or 10-0 if they can get Princeton, because all the other teams that they play have been good, but I think everybody would agree Princeton is the best team on their schedule.
It's going to be the creme de la on their schedule. I mean, you can't say Independence is looking forward to that game, but early on in that contest last year, Independence were up 3-0.
Yeah, they hung
in the
around.
First quarter, but the numbers kind of get them a little bit.
And I think that's a big key here for Beckley too. I think Beckley cannot, and you touched on it, off to a good start. Beckley cannot let the game get away from them early.
Not early. You have to stay in it early and gain some positive momentum.
Well, they put the lights down here. If it looked like your screen at home all of a sudden got a little dimmer, it's because the lights are here, and we're waiting for Beckley to emerge out onto the field. And like I said, we've got a good crowd on hand. And here come the Flying Eagles as they come out with the lights flashing, like I said, carrying the American flag. Military night, wearing the military camouflage uniforms tonight.
Yeah, at least the numbers are white there.
Yeah, I can see the numbers.
They're
not only white, but they're big. They're big for somebody. And you know what's amazing, Eric? I got 20/20 vision, but I don't watch it off the monitor. I watch it live, and sometimes it's just hard to see numbers. But these numbers, like you said, they're big, they're white. I think I'm okay. I still might need some help, though. Maybe when the ball goes in the trenches, right?
Yeah, we got you back on that one.
I know you do. And now we're waiting for Princeton to make their way across the way. You know, just a short trip for Princeton, 40 miles, be here in 35 minutes. So easy trip. So obviously, and of course the team's winning. So they travel well anyway.
You know how fans are. Yeah. Especially when you put a good product on the field, it's easy to travel and watch.
So we're waiting for Princeton to make their way. Now I got to ask you this: if Beckley were to win the toss, do they want to give the ball to that Princeton offense? Do they want to defer?
Yeah,
what do they want to do? They want to take
defer.
the ball?
You defer.
Because nowadays you're seeing more teams wanting the ball and want to put their best unit out there first.
I'm more into that. I'm still old school. Kick it, and see what you can do momentum-wise, because you don't know how the second quarter is going to play out, and you want to be able to get that second half kickoff.
All right, like I said, Beckley has made their way, and we're waiting for Princeton to emerge across the way. The crowd is fever pitch. They are ready. Like I said, a cool night. I'm going to be cool to even maybe cold by the time we're done here. And we're about 2 minutes away from kicking it off, and maybe a little sooner if somebody would knock on Princeton's door and tell them, hey, come on out.
Hey, they're getting that Remember the Titan speech, man.
Yeah.
They're getting in there and coming out. Little gamesmanship.
So we are waiting on the Tigers. While we're
I think
waiting,
you remember back in the day when Capital and Beckley played? Yeah. Capital waited to the very last second to run out of the
Well, the reason they have the rule in college that the home team has to come out first, who helped really got that started? Do you know the story behind that?
No, I don't.
Was Lou Holtz. And Lou Holtz, when he was the coach of Arkansas, they were playing Texas. And they were playing on the road. He said, I'm not coming out first, because back then the visiting team came out first, and he refused to come out first. So since he wouldn't do it, they made a rule the home team has to come out first in college football. And that goes way back to the 70s.
Good old Lou.
Yes. But now, like you said, it could be a little bit of gamemanship. And now Princeton, we can see them emerge from across the way. They'll be in all white uniforms as here come the Princeton Tigers. So Princeton number 2 in Class AAA, 6-0. Beckley is number 6, 4-2 in Class 4A. As Princeton makes their way across the way, they'll have the blue helmet that's kind of got the white, like the tiger stripes on their helmet, and like I said, white uniform with blue numbers, and we'll have the toss of the coin, and we'll be ready to kick this one off here in about a minute or so. It was a beautiful day throughout the Raleigh County Beckley area. It was sunny and in the mid to high 60s pretty much all day. Like I said, it got a little cloudy when I got to the stadium, but looking at the forecast, no chance of rain, at least not during the game anyway. We got our entire crew, got 2 cameras going on, KB camera involved, Jackie Moon on camera. Chris Farish, as always, with the stats. Heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And Eric, now we get ready to have the toss of the coin.
So if you look at this Princeton roster, I was just going down through it, senior heavy.
Yeah.
20 seniors. So been in the battles, man, and that's not an excuse for Beckley. Beckley has a lot, a lot of youth.
And if you remember when we did the Greenbrier East game on offense, 10 of their 11 starters were seniors.
Yes. So
and it paid dividends for Greenbrier East that night.
But now, the young kids for Beckley, you got 4 or 5 games under their belt.
Yep.
6 games actually. And so you start leaning towards being acclimated to the high school game.
So there they had the toss of the
Princeton
coin.
won it.
Princeton has won the toss.
See?
They will defer, and Beckley will start with the football.
And Princeton's doing what I would do. You kick it off, get the ball, start the second half.
So there, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Coach Thomas. But no, that's what you're paid to do, be the analyst.
That's right.
And that's what you do. And I'm going to say I disagree with that because, even though we do that podcast, and the name of the podcast is You Might Not Agree with This,
but that's right.
But you and I seem like, even though we don't obviously agree on everything, but we agree on way more things than we disagree on.
That's right. We do.
So I guess great minds think alike, right?
Yeah, I guess something to that effect.
Something
right?
to that effect. All right. So the teams are getting their final instructions and their respective sidelines. Street Surratt in his 10th year as the head coach at Beckley. Why Coach Nate Tanner, his first year at Princeton after being the head coach at Parkersburg South. So Beckley will tee it up, or actually Beckley will get the ball first as Princeton gets ready to tee it up. Princeton kicks left to right. And we're just about ready to roll. It'll be Preston Clary going back on the far side and Gage Burdett here on the near side as they stand back inside the 10-yard line. And now Princeton, instead of kicking it off between the hashes, Eric chose to kick it off here on the near side hash. And that tells me that maybe they want to kick it to directional kick and try to force the Beckley returner to the boundary side.
Yeah, let's see what this strategy is.
Because most teams we've seen, when they start the game, they kick it off in between the 40s. So Princeton has got it teed up. And we are ready to get the game underway. And they kick it to the far side. And this will be returned about the 28-yard line. Here's Beckley with a good return. Gets the ball up over the 35 and a good return out over the 45. And Beckley will have great starting field position with a nice return.
Yeah, and that was Jalil Sharp, a 12th senior, getting his hands on the ball. And that's what happens, though, when you really think that your defense is what it is. You don't care about the field position. You go out there and line it up. But I think they were just trying to keep it away from the return weapons and A.J. Thomas and Preston Clary.
So it will be Gage Price, the quarterback, 1st and 10. Beckley on their own 46-yard line. Beckley wearing the new military uniforms for military night. They work from the shotgun. They'll run the ball right up the gut, and it's a nice gain on first down as that's Burdett with the carry, and he'll get the ball to midfield.
And that's what this Beckley team has to have. They have to establish that run early because they don't want to lean on the pass. You want to pass when you want to pass, not when the defense, predicates or makes you pass.
The Beckley quarterback is Gage Price. The Beckley running back is Gage Burdett.
And they're both what are they here, sophomores?
Price is a junior, Burdett is a sophomore.
Yeah.
So it's the Gage show, right?
That's right.
So it'll be a second down play coming up for Beckley at midfield, 2nd and 6. They work from the pistol set. Here's a high snap, and a quarterback will pull it down. I think the snap through the playoff is that time.
Throws
with
the
that
timing.
high snap right through the timing off, and Burdett had no as he hands the ball to Price hands the ball to Burdett, just nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
No
you look
gain.
here on the replay, and Princeton's up to the task. But see, right in that situation, offensively, you got to do something out of the norm. You picked up a great 5 yards the first down. Throw it second down, man. I mean, try to do something with Preston in the slot or AJ up top.
So it'll be
Thomas.
3rd and 6 for Beckley at midfield. There's the shotgun snap to Price. He'll throw the ball short. It's dropped. That would have been a first down, and the ball was well thrown. And let's see who that is.
Javonte Wines.
Yeah, you got to catch that because that ball hit him right in the hands. Watch the replay.
Right on target.
And actually, it's a
that's
good throw.
Moving the sticks.
It was a great throw, putting the ball where it needed to be, but Beckley not able to convert.
See, and that's moving the sticks right there. You got to convert early, and the gamble by kicking it short pays off for Princeton. And now here's what you can't do if you're Beckley. You have 2 dangerous punt returners back for Princeton. So you got to diagonal kick this. You got Brad Mosser, number 1, and I think Alexander Cox.
Yes.
Both of those guys are capable of taking it to the house at any time.
Here's the snap. There's the kick. You're right, and this will not be returned, I don't believe.
It's touched.
Mosser may have touched it.
It's touched.
And he gets on it back at the 1-yard line. Princeton very fortunate that they're able to get on the ball as Mosser looked like he misplayed it, and the ball took a big bounce, Eric, and now Mosser gets on it at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, but that with this explosive, as you see right here, ball took a wicked bounce and touched it. He touched it with his left hand, and that's why you can't loaf if you're Beckley, because they had a chance of getting the ball in great field position.
So Princeton will start on their own 2-yard line, and Princeton with this big play capability. Of course, the quarterback, Chance Barker, like we mentioned, he's thrown for over 1,400 yards, and over 700 of those yards have been to Mosser.
Yeah, but here's what Princeton gets you right here. They're going to spread you out 3-by-1 here, and this creates running lanes because it makes it for a light box.
They got Cox in the backfield. He's to the right of Barker. Barker takes the shotgun snap in the end zone. Going to throw the deep ball. Got a man out there, and it is caught. And down to the 40, to the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, no penalty flags. A 98-yard touchdown pass, and Princeton strikes first on their first offensive play.
Yeah, you just can't have that. That's man coverage. No rush, just coming out and gunning it. Javonte Wines. I hate to call the young man out who dropped the what would have been a first down pass, just got beat deep. On press coverage, you got to get your hands on the receiver, and that's just a big play capability of the Princeton offense.
And got to see who that was that caught the ball, and we'll get that replay. We're trying to see who caught the ball. No one in the press box could see right now. Maybe we'll check it out here when we get, as we're trying to watch on the replay. And catching the ball is Campbell.
Yeah, Josiah Campbell, 5'10", 160 pounds.
98 yards. The extra point looks good, and it is good. And just like that, with 10-12 remaining in the first quarter, it's Princeton 7, Beckley nothing on a 98-yard touchdown pass. We'll take a break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, a Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Well, Eric, before people got their Chick-fil-A and their Pepsi, Princeton strikes big on a 98-yard touchdown pass, and now they kick the ball. Here's Clary across the 30, and he's gang tackled shy of the 35. But, wow, after Princeton mishandled the punt, one play, a 98-yard bomb, and they're able to score. And what a beautiful throw it was as the quarterback, Barker, able to hit Campbell down the far sideline for a 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah, beautiful pass, hit him right in stride. And just one thing you can't have happen, press coverage on that side, you at least have to get hands on the wide receiver, just a free runner, just an easy pitch and catch.
So Beckley will start their second possession on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
And it's you got to Beckley. If you're Beckley, you have man coverage too. So you gotta do something here.
Price takes the snap, hands it up, and goes up the gut. That's Burdett. He'll get a yard, maybe 2. They'll get him over the 35 out to the 36 and give him 2 on the run. 2nd down and 8. So 2nd down and 8. When you get a minute, Eric, see if you got some scores. I know that a lot of games kicked off like a half an hour before we did, and some of them are kicking off at the same time, which we did here in Beckley. 2nd and 8 coming up for Beckley on their own 36-yard line. Out of the pistol set. There's a high snap. The pressure comes. They force Price out of the pocket. He's able to run, and that extra effort.
They're going to mark him short.
Yeah, mark him short. I think he ran out of bounds on the far side in front of the Princeton bench.
If we can see this on the replay, let's see that the right foot stepped out. And but that's what you have to do. You got to scramble, make it a manageable 3rd and 3.
Yep, they put the ball just shy of the 42. They've got to get out to the 44 to keep the drive alive in a 3rd down play. And because what Princeton did on the last series when they had it for one play, the big pass play, Eric, you're Beckley. You cannot afford to go 3 and out.
Yeah,
you can't
afford to go 3 and out. That's for sure. You need to pick up, try to move the chains here.
So Price will work up under center this time for Beckley. Puts a man in motion. They're going to run the ball. That's going to be a 1st down and more. This could go the distance inside the 30
you may get
to
caught.
The 20, the 10, the 5, and dragged down inside the 5-yard line on a big play. And carrying the ball that time for Beckley was Wines.
Javonte Wines, and he kind of made up for getting beat. Great blocking at the point of attack right there. And Javonte Wines almost takes it to the house, but great effort from Princeton as Alexander Cox was able to run him down. And this is where yards get tough inside the red zone.
That was a 48-yard run. It'll be 1st and goal for Beckley at the 2 as we're coming up on the 9-minute mark of the 1st quarter. So we've seen right now a big play for Princeton for a touchdown and a big running play for Beckley, which they hope leads to a touchdown. Here's a handoff. Burdett, he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Yes. So Beckley had to do what they had to do, Eric.
They
had to answer, and they did. And that was a 4-play, 66-yard drive, and Beckley's an extra point away from tying the game.
Yeah, and that was a much-needed answer right there. And the big boys up front for Beckley move some people on that possession because 1st down carry, you picked up 3. I mean, it's all been positive yards, so you're getting a push up front.
So Beckley will line up and from placement to try to tie the game with the extra point with 8:56 left in the quarter. 7-6 the lead for now. Beckley trying to get it even. There's the snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick looks good, and it is good. So with 8:56 remaining in the 1st quarter, your new score, Beckley 7, Princeton 7. We think this is going to be a great game so far in the early going, Eric. It has been, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
You're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
Beckley able to answer a touchdown drive of Princeton with a nice touchdown drive of their own, and we're all knotted up, Eric, 7-7 with 8:56 remaining in the 1st quarter. We saw 2 big plays, one from each team for Princeton, one that got a touchdown for Beckley, one that helped set up a touchdown.
Yeah, and that Beckley was a much-needed answer because you don't want to get the life sucked out of you early. Now you kick it off and try to play. Oh, you're going to get it at the 35, yeah. But I think I would take that instead of kicking it to these dangerous return men.
Yeah, so it'll be a penalty on Beckley as they kick it out of bounds. And I'm sure Princeton will elect to take the ball up out to the 35-yard line to start this drive. So Princeton will have it, 1st and 10. Princeton's only ran one play. They had a 98-yard touchdown pass. The last time they had the ball, they only needed that one play, and that was Campbell hauling in that beautiful thrown ball by Barker. So 1st and 10 here on the near side hash. They've got Alexander in the backfield. He's lined up to the left of Barker. Barker works from the shotgun. They've got 8 on the play clock. Looks like they might be changing the play. They put Mosser in motion, and they give it to him. Mosser trying to get to the edge. He's got running room. He's got a 1st down. He's out across midfield before they run him out of bounds. A huge gain on 1st down all the way to midfield, and that'll be a 15-yard gain and a Princeton 1st down.
And defensively right here, if you can see, you got to set the edge. You can't get sucked up in. You got to set the edge, and Beckley's not able to do that, and it's a big gainer.
Princeton wanting to go fast, wanting to go tempo. They snap the ball. Here's a running play. Alexander comes to the near side. He's got running room. He cuts it to the outside.
Block in the back.
He's inside the 40. He's inside the 35. He's not done yet. He's down inside the 30, and there is a penalty flag, as Eric, you pointed out immediately, and this may come back.
Yeah, I don't know if they called the exact one I saw, but there was a block in the back here on Preston Clary, the one I saw.
So they're bringing it back as Alexander bounced it to the outside. And that will cost Princeton a huge gain in the 1st down. So there it'll be a hold against Princeton. Take the ball back to the 40-yard line. Make it 1st
so there
and
were
20.
2 penalties on the play.
Yeah. Well, the one you saw, apparently they didn't call, right?
Exactly right.
So if you're Beckley, good thing they saw the other one, right?
Yeah, because that was another big gainer.
So, yeah, and the 1st down inside the 30. Now the ball comes back to the 40-yard line.
With this offense, and Tony's in the booth, and he played a little college. Tony Jones. You have to be aligned right. You can't get caught. You have to have great spacing and alignment, man, in this fast-paced offense. And you can't get caught up with how they switch plays either. You just gotta know your position and play whatever's coming.
Barker takes the shotgun snap.
False
There's
start.
the flag, and they'll shut it down. And that play looked like it had disaster written on it because the play clock was running down. They looked like they kept changing the play. They did get the play off in time, but as you said, Eric, it looks like it's going to be a false start on Princeton, which will cost them 5 more yards. And there's the call, far start back to where they originally started from on the 35, and now it'll be 1st and 25.
So we'll go back to a game that we did 2 years ago when Princeton played up here. This is right where Princeton and wants them because they made a 3rd and 23, a 3rd and forever.
Yeah.
And you got to get off the field here. 1st down, you got to hold this first play to a minimum.
1st and 25, no team wants to be in it, but Princeton, I believe they feel that with their big play capability, it's not that big a deal for them as Barker's got the protection. Got a man one-on-one coverage. The ball's underthrown, and it's intercepted.
It's picked.
It is picked off by Preston Clary at the 21-yard line. Great coverage. And Beckley turns them over. Or beg your pardon, was that A.J. Thomas?
No, that was Preston Clary.
Clary. All right. Clary with the pick. And now Beckley takes over on the interception.
And as you can see right here, this is a jump ball, 50-50 ball. And Preston did a great job, Clary, of getting on the inside shoulder of the receiver and playing the ball. And that's what you have to do against this Princeton team. Have some takeaways.
Beckley able to get Princeton behind the chains with those 2 big penalties, Eric, and force Princeton trying to hit the home run ball. And Beckley takes over on the interception with a 1st down on their own 21-yard line. So Beckley scored on their last possession. They went the last time they had the ball, they went 66 yards in 4 plays. They'll run the ball here to the near side, and that's not going to go for much.
But I see where Beckley now, they've gotten out of the spread a little bit. They're going to try to get into what they used to do, bread and butter-wise, is go into that wing with the kind of like a wing T set and trying to run it up inside.
Yeah, they didn't get anything on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Beckley on their own 21. 7.5 remaining opening quarter. We're tied at 7.
So, Maris, you're a deep team if you're Princeton. If you have the number 1 lineman in the class of 27 doesn't even play defense.
Yeah, that is amazing. And like you said, Eric, here's the tight formation. Beckley trying to bunch it up. They run the ball to Burdett. Burdett trying to find seam and nothing cooking there. So on these first 2 plays out of that tight formation, Eric, they've been no running lanes.
Yeah, and it seems like they're running to the wrong side of the line because if we could get the replay here.
They may give Burdett a yard. He didn't get much. And they do give him a yard, maybe 2 out of the 23.
Look, the left side of you got to have some vision. Bounce it
Yeah, so the Gabriel did 2 yards, and it's a big third down. We talked about this is a place where Beckley doesn't want to be. Third and 8, especially backed up in their own territory.
And the thing is, you want to be safe. You want to be aggressively safe, if that makes sense. You want to go to something short pass and try to get some yak.
Price to throw, sets in the pocket, throws the ball deep down the middle of the field into coverage, and it's broken up. A good chance for Beckley to pull it in, and Wine's not able to hold on, and it'll be 4th down, and Beckley will have to punt.
I think that pass was put on the money. I think this is on the receiver. It hit him in his hands. You got to pull that in. That's 2 times. You know, Wines he did really great on the ground, but that's 2 catchable balls. And so in the stat column, he's 0 of 2,
right?
But he should be 2 of 2 with 2 first downs.
2 drops, and now for the second time, Eric, in 3 possessions, Beckley goes 3 and out.
Yeah, and this punter right here, you have to play. You can't. You got to angle kick this one. You can't.
Here's the snap. You got Mosser on the far side, Alexander on the near side,
though.
And this ball's going to hit out of bounds.
45.
And Princeton's going to get great field position across the 45. Say the ball went out at the 47-yard line. So there's where Princeton will start their 3rd possession at their own 47-yard line. So we'll see what Princeton cooks up. Do you have any scores you can update us on, Eric?
Yeah, I'm looking to that AAA matchup that you were talking about. Huntington on the board early, 3-0 at George Washington. Bridgeport playing at Preston, 4A Preston. Bridgeport up 21-7 in the second quarter. Morgantown hosting Parkersburg South, up 24-0.
1st and 10, Princeton on their own 47. Barker hands the ball off. It's a running play. Beckley looks like they got it defended pretty good, and they do. That will go for a loss, as that was Coatney on the run and not able to get to the edge.
Hey, someone came in like a Scud missile at the end. But I love what you see out of Marcus Mann's big 71 chasing the play and stringing it out. He didn't get the tackle, but he made sure he forced them where the cavalry, we used to say the cavalry's coming, right?
Yeah, that's a 5-yard loss. Make it 2nd and 15 from their own 42-yard line.
Oh, Beckley's out of position here.
And Princeton may be changing the play as they've gone trips to the bottom of the screen. Plenty of time, 20 seconds on the play clock.
Okay, so this is the same formation that they hit the big 98-yard pass.
Barker
they're going to go back
snap,
to it.
Steps up in the pocket, throws down the middle of the field, got a man open. It's caught. Mosser for a big play. Mosser breaks 1 tackle, and they get him down at the 20-yard line, but a huge play right down the middle of the field, and Princeton's got a 1st down in the Beckley red zone.
Wow, they had this defense well. It looks like the linebacker just missed it. That's a great pass. Good pitch and catch. Safety was there.
So they'll put the ball down right at the Beckley 20. Princeton going fast. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They'll run it. Barker keeps it himself. He's got some running room as he gets near a 1st down, as he's just shy of the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and that's what, that's dual threat a little bit. Barker finally, you have to at least run it once or twice to make it a true read option to keep him honest.
Put him down at the 11. He got 9 on the play. Mosser goes in motion. They'll give him the ball, trying to get to the edge. He turns it up. He's got a 1st down. They run him out of bounds near the goal line. I don't think he got in as they ran him out of bounds shy of the goal line, but it'll be 1st and goal for Princeton inside the 5. They'll put the ball down at, I think, the 3-yard line is where they ran him out of bounds at. And that's where they'll put it down at the 3. 1st and goal for Princeton. They'll hand the ball. Mosser tries to break a tackle, and good job by the Beckley defense not to let him get loose, because it looked like he was going to spin and try to maybe get out of that and dance into the end zone.
Straight up, good play, defensive line getting in there, and got to make it tough. And here's where, if your defense is anything, you really where the field shortens, you really can come after the ball. The routes don't develop as fast. I mean, everything's got to be quick, so you have to come at them.
That last play lost a yard back to the 4. 2nd and goal from the 4. They got plenty of time on the play clock.
So the right tackle was matched up against Marcus Mann, 72 for Princeton against.
And there's a false start, and that will back them up 5 yards and take the ball back to the 9-yard line and make it a 2nd goal from there. And looked like what they were doing, they were going to pull, as you could see that the lineman pulled out too soon.
Hey, he was trying to get to his assignment. So, and this is where mistakes right now early on are leaning on the Princeton offense, because what stopped the last drive was a hold and a false start. So now you're in the red zone. You have 2 downs to get, 10 yards. They're at the 10.
Yeah, and you probably think with their offense, they're probably thinking they got 3 downs.
Well, second down.
It's second down. They got second, third, and fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, this down and 2 more if they don't get it. As they look over to the sideline, we're under 4 minutes for the quarter, 7 on the play clock. Barker takes the snap. He looks. Pressure comes. He runs up inside. He breaks a tackle. He's down. He's not in, but he's very close to the goal line. It gets down to the 2-yard line, and it'll bring up third down. So it'll be third and goal. And like I said, Eric, you got to think they got 2 plays to score from the 2. It's a direct snap to Barker, and Beckley shuts it down.
Shuts the door.
Is short of the goal line, and fourth down. I'm sure if you're Princeton, you're going to go for it.
Can we get the replay on this one? I want to show you inside how Beckley is really dominate the inside.
So here on fourth and goal from the 1, does Princeton run or do they throw it?
Yeah, I think Mosser gets it somehow. Number 1 for Princeton.
Try to get him maybe on the edge.
You can get him. He will get it somehow in this formation.
They snap it, Barker, and Barker's able to follow.
No, that's Mosser.
For the touchdown. Did that go to Barker or did that go to the running back?
It went to Mosser.
Mosser. Direct snap to Mosser. The way their lineup here, it goes to Mosser. I beg your pardon. He follows these blocking into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown for Princeton. They take a 13-7 lead. That was an 8-play, 53-yard drive. So each team has answered the other team with a touchdown drive of their own.
Yeah, they have. I think if you're Beckley, though, you have to look, man. If you can match them early, they've been a little mistake-prone early being Princeton. You can stay in this contest.
Here comes the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So with 2:55 remaining in the first quarter, your new score is Princeton 14, Beckley 7. We'll be right back after this on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Scotty Brown is your local agent at Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty, and if you're in the market to buy or sell your house, you can check out Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and their website is exitelevationwv.com. Well, the Tigers regained the lead, Eric. They lead 14-7. That was a 8-play, 53-yard drive on 4th and 1. Mosser takes the snap, gets it in the end zone. The extra point good. 14-7, the Princeton lead. 2:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Here comes the kickoff.
This one's going to go to A.J. Thomas.
Thomas on the far side, crosses the 25 up over the 30. And he's trying to break a tackle, and he can't get free, but he does get the return up over the 30, and that's where Beckley will start this possession.
And I think Princeton rethought their theory of kicking it as short, given a short field and let their defense play a little bit. But the difference in this contest is Beckley is winning the turnover battle, but they win a 3-and-out, after Javonte Wines dropped what would have been a first down play, and Princeton was able to get the ball at midfield and regain the lead.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Beckley on their own 34-yard line. And, Eric, we talk about it. Usually you talk about shortening the game. This will already be the 4th possession for Beckley in this first quarter. They've went 3-and-out twice with the touchdown in between. 1st and 10 from their own 34. They'll run out of the pistol set. Price gets the snap. Back to throw. Throws to short to the far side. It's caught and pushed out of bounds. That looks like Clary.
Yeah.
Preston Clary able to make the catch. And a nice gain on first down, Eric. Just a little shy of the 40.
And if they're going to stay in this game, they have to get the Preston Clary involved in this offense, because as good as the athletes are on the other side for Princeton, Preston Clary, athletic-wise, he can match up with anybody as far as being a good athlete.
Actually, they'll get the ball right to the 40 and pick up 6 yards on first down.
And that was one of my keys. First down, you have to really pick up some yardage here. As we go with a little different formation, you got Preston Clary in the slot, 1-on-1. Oh, that's going to get 5.
Princeton, I think, is in the neutral zone, and that will cost them 5 if that's the case, but it looked like they were.
And this Princeton team is uncharacteristically, I don't get a chance to watch them, but it seems like they've been mistake prone early on. The big play, they've overcome the mistakes with big plays.
So this penalty will take the ball out to the 45-yard line, and that will be a new package down. That'll be a first down for Beckley. So on the penalty, 1st and 10, a new package of downs for Beckley on their own 45-yard line. Clock moving. 1st and 10. Price, the quarterback, waits on the snap as he puts Clary in motion. They'll give the ball to Burdett. He'll spin, and nothing cooking there as he spun his way through the hole and just nothing there.
He spun for one, but at least it's not a negative gain, and Beckley was able to get some positive yards here. But I like Beckley's been a lot more multiple in their offensive sets, man, not coming out in a tight formation in that last possession, but able to spread them out a little bit. You got to lighten that box up to run against this Princeton team.
You got to keep them, as you mentioned, keep them off balance. 2nd down and 9 for Beckley.
But you also have to survey and look. They're playing 8 yards off the ball.
Price will throw it short in the flat. Clary makes the catch. He's got blockers in front of him. He splits the defenders. He's got a first down. Big gain into Princeton territory. He's not done yet as they finally run him out of bounds. And a late hit for Princeton inside the 35, and that will tack 15 on the end of the run.
Yeah, and definitely was a late hit. You can't – but my man Preston – right on cue. They were playing so far off of this, you could come up and throw that, and Preston showed some speed and some power here.
The good thing about that with Preston Clary, he was able to get 2 good blocks and able to split, go right in between them as he got blocked on the inside, block on the outside.
And downfield blocking was key.
And then a personal foul, late hit out of bounds. It'll tack the 15 yards onto the end of the run, and Beckley will be in the Princeton red zone. They'll be in business.
Yeah, and this is where you have to capitalize and great play calling. You know, I'm one to always go after the play callers in the booth, and it's easy for me to say up here, but we have the same view as the coordinators. So if I see that, they should be able to see. If you're playing 8 yards off the ball and it's 3 people, you throw to the guy who's in the slot.
So the ball with the penalty.
Let's see if they press up.
Will go down inside the 20 at the 18 of
now
Princeton.
He's up.
They hand the ball to Burdett up the gut. He'll get to the 15, inside the 15 to the 14, and pick up 4 yards on first down.
And that little young man, he's a sophomore, and he came in as a quarterback, and they had 2 gauges playing quarterback last year, and they moved him to the running back, and he's responded well.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Beckley at the Princeton 14. Been a very entertaining, exciting first quarter. Princeton's hurt themselves with penalties. Beckley's had some big plays. Princeton's had the biggest play, but Beckley trying to get a touchdown, an extra point to get the game even. 2nd down for Beckley at the Princeton 14. They'll hand the ball to Burdett. Burdett will try to move the pile forward, and a yard, maybe 2, but that's about it. It'll bring up a big 3rd down play.
And as you stated, I think you're in 2-down territory. If you pick up anything between two yards
Beckley does have 2 really good kickers, but I agree with you, Eric. I think when you're playing Princeton,
high-powered offense, you got to match them 7 for 7.
You've got to get touchdowns. You can't kick field goals. So I'm with you. Plus, you've got 2 downs to make 3.5 yards.
Let's see if they go with the tight formation here
and
they run out of.
On this big 3rd down play from the Princeton 12. Put a man in motion. That's Wines. They hand it to him. He goes up the gut. He looks like he's going to be a little short of the first down.
No, I think his forward progress had it.
He had to get to the 8, and we got a late flag in. And Beckley, on the Beckley side, they seem to think it's on Princeton.
Well, it's another body slam at the end of the
I was watching the ball. Didn't see behind the plays. We watched the replay here. But if it's on Princeton, it'll be a first down.
I think his initial surge was
he had to get to the 8, and I'm not sure if he got past the 8, but that might be a moot point because if the penalty's on Princeton, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I got to be honest. I didn't see much there. When he threw him, he was on top of him.
So that is a late hit, personal foul on Princeton, and that will be a first down for Beckley at the Princeton 4-yard line. So, like I said, it's a moot point whether the Beckley runner
and just like that, they've ran out to Princeton. Need some bigger bodies in the middle of the field.
Well, like I said, it's a moot point whether Wines got to the spot to gain, but it's a first down with the penalty.
Well, the young man you said for Princeton 72, he's in the contest now, right over the center.
Yeah, Landon Moore. So here's the first down run, and Princeton slams the door. That goes nowhere, and that's the final play of the first quarter. What's been a very exciting, entertaining first quarter. At the end of one, it's Princeton 14, Beckley 7, but Beckley knocking on the door. We'll be right back with the second quarter right after this on Video Productions.
Struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
And we welcome you back to Beckley here at Van Meter Stadium, Pete Curlicerto Field with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, and Princeton leads 14-7. But Eric, Beckley trying to change that as we start the second quarter. Beckley will have a second and goal from the Princeton 4.
Yeah, but Princeton, this is where, as I said it with Princeton, it took Princeton a fourth down play to get it in. This is where, and a lot of people say, why can't you score from the 2-yard line? Well, your playbook shrinks when it gets to the 2-yard line. It's power on power, and that's what it takes right here. Let's see if Beckley's offensive line can open up a hole.
They'll pitch the ball up inside, trying to find its way to the goal line. I couldn't see who that was.
Gage.
Got the
that
ball.
Was Gage. Burdett.
And Burdett's going to come up a little short as he gets down to the 2-yard line, bring third down.
You know, I like running Gage Burdett between the tackles, but right here I think you need a little more, some burst. If you're going to run him maybe to the outside, but I'm thinking Javonte Wines, the way he hits it up in there, try to give him a little look on that soft toss.
The ball is placed at the 2-yard line.
Or you could stick it in somebody's gut and run a little bootleg with the quarterback. As you could see, it's bunched. When you bunch it up, if you can do a little ball fake with the quarterback.
Price under center. They pitch it back to Burdett, and Burdett is into the end zone for a Beckley touchdown. So Beckley able to answer both Princeton's touchdown with a touchdown drive of their own, and that was an impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. A 9-play, 66-yard touchdown drive, and Beckley's an extra point away from tying the game.
Yeah, and you said it, partner. The thing you can't do with this Princeton offense, they'll kick field goals. Field goals will lead to a loss. You got to answer 7 for 7 and hope that Princeton that you can force them into some kind of mistake.
So Beckley will sit up, and they will try the PAT from placement. We're at the 11-12 mark of the first half. It's been very entertaining and exciting. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick also looks good, and it is. So with 11-12 remaining here in the first half, your new score is Princeton 14, Beckley 14. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is your Edward Jones financial advisor. She's my financial advisor. She can be yours as well. She has a new location on Harper Road in Beckley. You can contact Heather at 681-254-0097. Well, Eric, I tell you, this may surprise some people, but I tell you, Beckley's played really well, and each team has got big plays. I think the biggest, up to this point, one of the biggest factors has been the penalties that have been on Princeton.
Yeah, the penalties have really shot them in their foot, and but Princeton was able to overcome a turnover, so that kind of evened it out as far as the way the game's going. But I wholeheartedly think these Beckley young men think they can compete with anyone. It was a dogfight down in Princeton last year with Jennings, and I think Beckley would have won the game had not a interception been called back. So things like that, and everybody always wants to compare scores. Well, this team beat that team, and that team beat this team. And you just can't do it because every Friday night's a different night.
That ball will go into the end zone, which turns out to be a great kickoff for Beckley because you can't bring it out, and it'll be a touchback. Princeton will start from their own 20-yard line.
Hey, yeah, but this is a shorter field than their first possession, so this Princeton team is going to come out, I call it run-and-gun football because they spread you out. They have the athletes on the outside to beat you, but if you're Beckley, you got to match them, and you have to play smart, but you also have to get a little pressure on this quarterback here in this quarter.
1st and 10, Princeton on their own 20. They've had a one-play touchdown drive, an interception, and an 8-play touchdown drive. They'll go 1st and 10 from their own 20. They'll look over, maybe change the play with 20 on the play clock. Mosser now moves from the right side to the left side. They'll throw it short. It's a catch, and it's a minimal gain. And getting the catch there is Wyatt Klein. He's a 6-foot, 180-pound senior, and that goes for about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, but a good pickup on first down, and a great job by Beckley or the guys on the outside of closing that down to a minimal gain. But this Princeton offense, they'll put pressure on you because the way they get up to the line and they don't huddle up. So it's really tough if you're not used to this fast break type offense.
So it'll be 2nd down from their own 24-yard line, 2nd and 6. Barker will put a man in motion, takes the snap, they'll give the ball to Mosser. Mosser gets up inside for not much and maybe no gain as Beckley was ready for that.
Yeah, middle linebacker for Beckley right there is Jaheim Miller, the 6-foot, 99-pound linebacker, was able to close that down. But this is the money down. It's the money down, Maris. You know, if you can get off the field here, you can probably scrimmage around the 35, 40-yard line.
They gave him a yard on that play. 3rd and 5 from the 25. Barker now, they do this often where they look like they're going to call play. They look over to the bench. Maybe they're changing the play. They got plenty of time on the play clock.
It looks like Beckley's going to try to bring some heat off the edge.
Barker takes the snap.
It's the delayed blitz.
He's got time. Got a man open. Mosser, he goes up and brings it in. No,
it's broken
up. The ball
up.
is broken up at the last minute on a nice defensive play.
Yeah, by Jaleel Sharp, the 5'10", 175-pound senior. And he was beat, but he fought through the play and was able to make contact at the point where Mosser was going to come down with it.
So it'll bring up a 4th down, and Princeton will punt. 4th and 5 from the 25. And as you mentioned, Eric, if Beckley handles the punt well, they should get excellent field position.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where this punt returner, A.J. Thomas, has been known to scat a little bit. If he can field it cleanly, if you get some blocking, but you got to field it clean.
Here's the snap, and they want to kick the ball away from A.J. Thomas, and they do.
Beckley
calls it a fair catch, and Beckley will start this drive in excellent field position on their own 46-yard line.
And that was Gage Burdett with the sure hands and not letting that ball bounce and saving probably about 10 yards for the offense.
So it'll be a 1st down.
He played through the ball.
It'll be a 1st down for Beckley. They have the ball on their own 46-yard line, excellent field position. Game tied at 14, 9:44 remaining here in the first half. And we'll see what Beckley will cook up here, as it'll be Gage Price, the quarterback, as he has Gage Burdett behind him, as they line up in the pistol set. Princeton crowding the line. They give the ball to Burdett, and it goes nowhere. You can see that was getting ready to happen. Princeton started to crowd the line and just nowhere to go.
Yeah, and the thing right there is quarterback awareness. If he pulls that one, he is running for a long time. And you can learn from that. But, hey, they sold out. You were right, Maris. They didn't disguise that run blitz.
They crowded everybody to the
said,
line.
We're bringing the house. That's where you have to pull it.
And that loss of 2 back across the 45 to the 44, 2nd and 12 for Beckley. Coming up on the 9-minute mark of the first half, 14-14 to score. Glad you're with us on Video Productions. Maris Lowry, Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Chris Farish with our stats, Cameron Ball and Jackie Moon on camera. 2nd down, 12. Up under center this time is Burdett. They're going to hand the ball actually to Burdett. That was Price, and Burdett falls forward across the 45, and they move the pile out to about the 47-yard line, maybe the 48, depending on where they put him down at.
And if you're Beckley, you still want to be aggressive here because you've actually flipped the field. You still can flip the field with a punt, but try to pick this 1st down up on this play, so you don't want to have to come down to that fourth down decision.
He'll get the ball out to the 49, so it'll bring up 3rd and down and 7. They've got to get the ball inside the Princeton 45 for a first down. So let's see what Beckley will do here. More than likely, they'll probably throw the ball here. We'll see, as it'll be Price, but he's up under center.
You have man coverage, though, with
Price looks to throw. The pressure comes. They force him out. He throws short, got a man out there, and it's caught. And it's very close to a first down.
I think he's short.
And I think, he might have it. He had to get inside the 45. I think he's going to have it. As let's see who made that catch. As A.J. Thomas hauls it in for a Beckley first down.
And this is on the quarterback making a great play because there was plenty of pressure on him. He stood in there and delivered a strike. And A.J. Thomas climbing the ladder. A little athleticism by that young man to catch the ball.
Yeah, good job, as you mentioned, by the Beckley quarterback, Price. They were forcing him out of the pocket, and A.J. Thomas able to go up, as you mentioned, and climb the ladder and haul it in for a Beckley first down from the Princeton 44 on 1st and 10.
Another formation here, different, just straight eye.
Run the ball. Burdett trying to find some room, breaks it to the outside, and got a nice gain on first down inside the 40 and down
vision
to the 36-yard line.
Sorry to step on you there, Maris, but that was great vision because at the point of attack, that was blocked up, and he was able to bounce it to the left. Sometimes the hole was not – I was taught the hole is not always where you want it to be. You have to find it.
So far, Eric, I think you would agree that where Beckley's at, coming up on 7 minutes to go, tied at 14, on a drive that might give the lead. Beckley would say they would take this before the game if you told them this was the scenario. And they turn around, they'll hand the ball to Wines, and Wines that time is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Beckley will lose a couple yards and bring up 3rd down.
Great play by the linebacker for Princeton, young man Landon Crane, as he got in the hip pocket of the guy pulling, the lineman pulling, and was there to make the tackle. The hole was there, but it closed really quick.
So it'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 3 from the Princeton 37-yard line. So you're thinking you got 2 plays to get 3 yards if you're Beckley. Price up under center, long count, maybe trying to draw him off sides. They'll turn around, they'll hand the ball off to Burdett. Burdett will not get the first down, but it'll make it a more manageable. It'll be 4th down. He's got to get inside the 35. He's got to get to the 34, and he's at the 35. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 1.
This is big man football right now because the strength of Princeton's team, they feel is their defense. When the offensive obviously is high-powered, but they've been holding a lot of people to under 20 points. And as you see, they bring the big man here on this short distance, but I don't think you can run right at the teeth of him right now.
Yeah, because this is closer to 2 yards than it is 1 yard
it's
to pick it up.
definitely 2 yards if you look at the down marker.
Yeah, they've got to get the ball to the 34. Beckley has it on the 36, a huge 4th down play. They'll turn around, they'll hand it off. Burdett, he'll have a first down. He's got more. He breaks the tackle. He's free. He's inside the 20, and he's down inside the 15 on a huge 4th down run, and Beckley will move the chains. 1st and 10 for Beckley, just shy of the 10-yard line.
And look, as on the replay right here, he busts it up in there, pops it to the outside, and I love how he gets what the defense gives him, man. He's not flashy, not trying to do too much, just get the ball towards the end zone.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Beckley at the Princeton 12, coming up on the 5-minute mark of the first half. Beckley trying to get their first lead of the game. This tight formation has done wonders for Beckley. Here's Wines up the middle, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. He'll pick up 2 on the play.
Yeah, and that one, Princeton did a great job of submarining a little bit because Wines looked like he had some space, but as he jumped, the hole closed down really quick.
Beckley's last touchdown drive was 9 plays. They eaten up clock. This will be the 9th play of this drive. So that's 18 plays in the last touchdown drive, and see if they can get this one in. But I think that was a big key of what Beckley had to do.
What's the best defense to slow down a high-powered offense?
You eat clock, you
keep
run the ball. So this will be the 9th play of this drive. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the Princeton 10. They'll run the ball again. And that time, not a lot of running room, a yard maybe for Burdett. He'll get to the 9 and bring up 3rd down.
I don't know if they have any kind of quarterback bootleg in their arsenal, and because it's wide open because now Princeton's kind of getting run on as some new personnel come in for Beckley. They went a little heavy right there, and now they're going to try to spread them out, might put it in the air here.
Well, Beckley can get a first down without a touchdown.
Now, I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but this is the point of the game where the Greenbrier East game kind of got out of hand for Beckley as they try to try to throw a pass, and it got picked and went the other way.
Well, they got a passing formation, and now Princeton wants a timeout because
Yeah.
I think Princeton was seeing maybe what you're seeing, so because they know what a big play it is. So while we got a timeout, we'll let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets is located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports. You can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. 2 weeks from tonight is Halloween, and they have their Bowloween and a costume party, $17 a person. For more information, you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company, located in Sophia, West Virginia. They are hiring experienced and underground miners. They offer a great wage, great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company's Facebook page. Eric, while we got the timeout, have you got some scores?
Yeah, right on cue. I'm looking at this double-A division. The number 1 Independence Patriots on the road at Barnesville, Ohio, a game that's being played at Marietta College. Independence up in the second quarter, 14-7. Number 2, Frankfurt's on the road at number 12, Petersburg. And Frankfurt, the defending state champions, up 31-0 in the second quarter.
So out of the timeout, Beckley will have it. Third down. They have the ball at the 9. They can get a first down at the 2. So they'll need 7 for the first down, 9 for the touchdown. And they'll go trips to the top of the screen as Price takes the snap to throws a slant to the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown.
A.J. Thomas on the slant.
A.J. Thomas on a beautiful route and a beautiful thrown ball, and Beckley has their first lead of the night with 3:43 remaining in the half. As we watch the replay, Eric, that was a strike and a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch, a great connection, and Beckley with their first lead 20-14. That was a 10-play, 58-yard drive.
And great play calling once again by this the offensive coordinator from Beckley, mixing it up formation-wise. And I like that play because you went short side of the field man coverage as you go trips to the wide side.
Right.
And you get on the inside of the defensive back and put it on your receiver, and you make a good catch.
So Beckley's last drive was 9 plays, 66 yards. This is a 10-play, 58-yard drive. The extra point is up, and it's good. And with 3:43 left in the first half, your new score is Beckley has the lead for the first time tonight. Beckley leads Princeton 21-14. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Welcome back to Beckley. The Flying Eagles have their first lead of the night. They lead Princeton 21-14. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the better half of the Thomas household. We'll have Regina Thomas will join me, talk about a great event that she does for away, and that is not a road game. We'll talk about that at halftime. But, Eric, right now we still got Princeton to get the kickoff after Beckley scored to take the lead. With 3:43 left in the half, Princeton received this kickoff, and they have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, and Princeton with this offense, and right here is where you have to be careful.
Line drive kick. Mosser's got some running room. He's got a big return. He's across midfield. He's inside the 40. And as you said, they got to be careful. There's no flags, and a big kickoff return by Mosser all the way inside the Beckley 35-yard line.
And excellent field position. But you know what? And this is what they call the middle 10 minutes of the game. The last 5 minutes of the second quarter, first 5 minutes of the third quarter. And right now, Princeton's sitting pretty, knowing there's 3:35 to go, and they get the second half kickoff.
So a big return by Mosser, and Beckley, now their defense, let's see if they can it's a lot to ask to try to keep Princeton out from 34 yards away.
Or create a turnover.
Here's a handoff. It's inside, and I think that was Mosser as well, as he had the return. As he falls forward, he got a nice gain on first down of 4 yards. down to the Beckley 30-yard line.
Yeah, man, that Monster, he is everything is advertised, but looks like he got banged up a little bit on that one, and he's out in the slot. But, you know, after returning a kick and then running from the first play of the look.
Barker to throw. They flush him out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it up and run. Takes a big hit, and he's knocked out of bounds as he gets the ball. Let's see where they put him down at. Looks to be about the 25-yard line. That'll be a yard short of the line to gain.
As we look at this, hey, you got to wrap up. Man, you got to wrap up a big quarterback like that, but I like coming and laying the wood a little bit. If you're Beckley, Maddox Morris, that's a sophomore.
They go quick, a keeper. Barker's got the first down, and he's down inside the 15. And that time it looked like that Princeton got up so quick that Beckley looked like they weren't even ready, and Barker able to take the snap and get inside the 15 down to the Beckley 14. So that'll be a first down. 1st and 10 for Princeton at the Beckley 14. And we got a Beckley player coming out of the game.
I think it's something with the helmet, yeah.
And let's see.
That's going to be Levi Pika.
So Pika comes out of the game.
Boy, he's going to be a big one. 6'4", 200-pound sophomore.
So the clock's turning. 2:45 and counting. 1st and 10, Princeton at the Beckley 14. Here's a handoff. It's Mosser come to the near side. Got some blocks. Cuts it up into the end zone. Touchdown. Flag comes in as he crosses the goal line. And, you know, Eric, this is we talk about all the time. Something Princeton didn't really need to do because Mosser found the opening and was going to just walk into the end zone and really didn't need his blockers downfield to hold. But as we watch the replay.
As you see on the replay, and you're right, it's way away from the game. The thing, it's right here.
Yeah. And that's a good
point
call.
Of attack. That's a great
very
call.
Good call. We got it right there on the video. So that will negate a touchdown, and that will and that's one thing we've said in the first half that's really hurt Princeton. The penalties have really hurt them. And now that ball comes all the way back past the 15 out to the 16.
And this is the scenario that kind of bit them in one possession. Now you got 1st and forever.
Well, I think if you're Princeton, you're not kicking no field goals either.
Oh, you're not.
So they're thinking they got 1st and 16.
Guess what? 20 yards for them, that.
Yeah, they think they got 1st and 16, and that's basically what it is.
Yes.
1st and 16.
But I like the new rule because it comes from the spot of the foul.
Right.
And it was actually downfield.
At the 6-yard line.
Yes.
All right, so here's the first down for Princeton. 2:35 remaining in the half. They'll turn around, play action. Pressure comes. Barker throws got a man in the flat. It's caught, and it's going to be, is he out of bounds or did he get in the end zone?
Guys, he may have fumbled that ball through the end zone inside the pylon. That'd be a touchback.
And they're going to put him down about the 2-yard line, and that was Crane, Landon Crane, who was able to make the catch.
Let's see the replay here.
It's a first down. Here's a running play, and they pushed the pile across the goal line for a Princeton touchdown.
Guys, lucky there's not a review because that last play could have very well been the ball for Beckley.
And while you were talking, I was watching the replay. I didn't catch who carried the ball in. If we can get that last replay, as Princeton's an extra point away from tying the game. I think it was Mosser as we watch it. Or
no,
is that Barker?
It's Barker.
It's Barker, and now that was a 5-play, 34-yard drive. It was set up by the big kick return by Mosser, and now Princeton an extra point away from tying the game.
Yeah, but if you're Beckley, you still have 2:20 left and all your
Point
timeouts.
is up, and it is good. So as you mentioned, Eric, 2:20 to go in the half, and all their timeouts, and we're all even at 21 apiece. We're going to keep it here. While we got it here, Eric, see if you got some more scores.
Yeah, we're going to start in the 4A ranks as we wanted to check on the Huntington Highlanders on the road at GW, and that's number 1 versus number 3, and 6-0 Huntington on the road. Bridgeport, the number 1 team in AAA, on the road at Preston County, the number 17 4A school, and Bridgeport's up 28-7 in the second quarter. Morgantown hosting Parkersburg South, Princeton's old team, whole head coach's old team, and Morgantown's doing work, 38-0 at halftime.
Of course, the Independents on the road. They're at Marietta College playing Barnesville, Ohio.
And it's 14-7 still in the second quarter.
Shady's at home coming against Winfield. Any score on that?
Let me check in the AAA ranks. Greenbrier East 14-7 on the road at Nicholas County. Shady Spring Winfield, no report.
Okay. Of course, that game started late. It was supposed to kick off at 7, and because of transportation issues with Winfield, it was scheduled to kick off at 7:30, and that might be why we don't have a report. But coming up at halftime, we'll have scores from other games. Of course, we'll have the stats. We'll also have, like I said, the better part of the Thomas household. Regina Thomas will talk about a great event that she heads up, which is away, and we'll figure out what away is, but away is not a road game. I do know that. All right, so Beckley will get the ball, game tied at 21. It's been a very entertaining, exciting first half.
So let's see what strategy that Princeton uses on this kick return. With 2:20 to go, I expect him to kick it away.
I would kick it.
You don't want a short field for Beckley's offense that's been moving the ball on you.
So here comes the kick on the far side hash. And they will kick it away right down the center of the field. And the ball's fumbled by A.J. Thomas, but he picks it up back inside the 10. He splits a couple defenders and gets the ball back across the 20 out to maybe about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line.
Yeah, and those are hard to handle, those straight, hard squib kicks. And A.J. Thomas, I like how he punched it up in there and delivered the blow on the return.
And if you're Princeton, you've got to like the result, the way you kicked it, and you kept Beckley not getting the ball past the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Beckley at the 23, 2:14 left in the half. Beckley has all 3 timeouts, so your whole playbook is open here.
Yeah, your whole playbook's available, but you don't want to make a mistake and give an extra possession. So you want to be aggressive, but not too overly aggressive.
Here's Price. Princeton looks like they're bringing heat. Price takes the shotgun snap, throws across the middle. It's caught to Clary, and he's very close to a first down. He's about a yard short. He had to get out. He's right at the down marker. They might measure this, or he might have it because he's right there at the line to gain.
That looks like move the sticks, but nah. But
yeah, it is move the sticks because he's right on the line to gain. He had to get to the 33, and that's where they put the ball at.
Yeah, that's definitely a first down.
So it'll be a Beckley first down as Clary makes the reception.
You all over that with your 20/20 vision.
That's right. Well, I mean, it's right. We got a great
simple
viewpoint.
math, right?
Yeah.
10 yards.
Well, you need 10, and you got 10. Once again, out of the shotgun, out of the pistol set, Beckley throws almost the same play, and that time it's incomplete. But if Clary was able to catch that, that would be a huge gainer.
Wow, that's one of those plays you have to make. And if we look here on the replay, Maris, I'm thinking you catch this, you're splitting some defenders. That's going to be a big gainer.
That's a big gainer. As I said, it's going to be a big gainer, but Beckley not able to make the connection.
And
the clock
two things happen. The clock stops
on
now.
The incompletion. 41 left for the half. 2nd and 10 for Beckley on their own 33-yard line. Beckley has not committed a penalty, have not committed a turnover to this point. Here's a high snap. You're going to pitch the ball out to Burdett. The snap threw that play off, and Burdett's going to lose a couple and back to the 31-yard line. But that high snap threw that off, and Princeton will probably burn a timeout, which they are right here.
Yes.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And plus, you have to kick the ball. You have to punt the ball to some deadly punt returners.
By the way, Regina Thomas has made her way into the press box, and I know, Regina, you've been down in the stands, but I'd mentioned with Tony Jones here, a Beckley Hall of Famer, I said at halftime we'll have the best part of the Thomas household will join us at halftime, which is Regina, to talk about away, and away is not a road game, and Regina will explain what that means coming up at halftime. But, Eric, right now, I think if you're Beckley, you want to play this safe. I think punting's not the worst thing in the world. It's better than any kind of turnover. It's 3rd and long, and I think you can be aggressive, but maybe not. You don't want to be too aggressive. If it's not there, throw it away and punt the ball.
Exactly right. Live to punt and directional punt it as well. But they've been really great, Beckley has, in this first half, throwing it short and getting some yak. So – see how Princeton's aligned. Princeton's probably going to blitz, probably going to bring some heat, make you get it out quick. So you have something to the short side of the field. You have man coverage, and if those safeties are walked up, if you're going to take a shot, I'm taking a shot deep.
3rd and 11. Here's the snap.
Bringing heat.
Good protection. The ball's wounded duck, and it's going to be intercepted. A flag comes in. Another flag. That might be pass interference on Princeton. And now they're going to say the ball might be incomplete, but there's a penalty flag as we watch the replay.
Let's see. Was he hit while the ball was in there? Oh, the guy may have tackled him.
May have tackled Clary. If that's the case, that would be a first down. It'd be a 15-yard penalty. And that has been Princeton's big problem in this first half. And it looks like that it's going to be a pass interference on Princeton, a 15-yard penalty, and Beckley will have a first down.
Hey, now that's big. That's a big change of events right there.
But like I said, penalties has been a problem for Princeton in this first half. It's the penalty takes the ball across the 45 and out to the 47-yard line, and another package of downs for Beckley with 1:27 left in the half, and they have all three of their timeouts.
And now Beckley, like you said, the playbook's open for Beckley. But I would try to run something quick. The snaps are high.
Pistol set. They throw the ball down the middle. They got Clary. Clary was saying he was held. The Beckley coaching staff saying he was held, but the one that counts say he's not held.
Can we see the replay on this one?
And that'll bring up second down.
Or is a flag came out? No, it's not.
I don't see a flag.
If we can see here on this replay, Preston Clary breaks free, and the safety. Yeah, that's I don't know a lot, but looked like a.
It'll be 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. The clock stops with 1:23 left in the half. Beckley still's got all three of their timeouts.
I would run the same play.
But as you mentioned, Eric, the snaps have been throwing the timing off on the plays. The snaps have been a little high, and Price has had to kind of climb the ladder a little bit to haul them in. They run out of the pistol set. Another high snap. Price gets it, stands in the pocket, throws across the middle, and that's intercepted.
That's going for
a flag
6.
Comes in.
There's
a flag not even close to the play, and if this stands, it's going to be a 55-yard touchdown return for Princeton, but we do have a penalty flag that wasn't even close to the play, and wait and see what the call is.
Interference.
So we'll see. And I don't know if they could call interference because the ball wasn't even going. The ball wasn't even thrown.
Well, it's going to be holding. They were
holding
one.
Yeah, I don't see how they could call interference, as the Princeton crowd doesn't like it, because the pass went nowhere near where the flag was. And
they cannot like it, but if you see the replay here.
As we watch it, we'll see if we can get it as the officials discuss it. But you're right, Eric. You could tell the minute he caught it, it was going to be a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that was 6. Hey, reservations. Reservations for 6.
So a big call here, but the flag came out before the ball's thrown. And that was a 55-yard interception return. I couldn't see the number who picked that off.
Yeah, but, and you're total. There are two things that happen here.
Still waiting on the call.
They're saying it's on Beckley.
Well, we're waiting to see. If it is on Beckley, the play will stand and Princeton will regain the lead.
It's on Beckley.
Well, still waiting.
You can tell by the reaction of the sideline for Beckley.
But Beckley still got their offense out there, and Princeton's walking back. And here comes the Whitecap. No foul. They pick it up. Ball was tipped. So that's going to stand as a Princeton touchdown. No, it'll be a pick, but not a touchdown, as they're going to say that Princeton clipped on the play. So we watched the replay. Let's see where the block in the back occurs. Still looking. Right there, I saw the block in the back, and the pick that time
once again, that's another
was
play
by Campbell. He was the one that caught the 98-yard touchdown pass.
But once again, Princeton right there, you don't need to make that hit. There was nobody in the vicinity going to make that tackle for Beckley.
And, Eric, as you said, you felt when Beckley had the ball was similar to Greenbrier East right before. That was the start of the second half. This is at the end of the first half. Princeton takes over on Beckley's side of the field at the Beckley 49-yard line with that interception.
And if you're Beckley, you can't give up points here.
Each team turned it over once. Parker takes the snap, going deep, got a man out there. He's wide open, and they can't get him the ball. They were trying to get the ball to Campbell. Campbell's the one that had the interception and also the 98-yard touchdown, and he was open and just not able for Princeton to make the connection.
I think right here I'm going to some too-deep zone here. I'm no press, right? I'm playing some third of the field, third of the field, third of the field. But with that, you lighten the box up, and Monster can hit you with a good one.
And there's a timeout. Beckley will take it. And while Beckley takes it, see if you can update us on some more scores.
Let's see here what we can look at with the Independence game on the road at Marietta College. Tied at 14, Marist, in the second quarter. Independence on the road with Barnesville, Ohio. Bluefield, of course, last night went on the road to Pikeview and did work 39-0. Doddridge County 32, Braxton County 7. James Monroe 17, Midland Trail 7. And Roane County 34, Scott 0.
Yeah, we could be at Midland Trail next week. We'll know that on Monday. Liberty plays at Midland Trail after being off this week. Our other option would be Berkeley Springs at Shady, and we'll know on Monday where we will be next week. Out of the timeout, Princeton will have 2nd and 10 at the Beckley 49. Princeton has 1 timeout, 1:05 left in the half. And even with the 1 timeout, Eric, the playbook is open for Princeton. They can go down the middle of the field. The clock stops on a first down, time to set the chains. And so the whole playbook is open. They can go short and go deep. They can really do, like I said, really whatever they want to here.
Now, I just don't like the alignment of your corner. Too much space.
Mosser comes in motion. Pressure comes. They force Parker out of he's going to throw short to Alexander. Alexander makes the catch. And he gets by the first defender. He's got a first down inside the 40, down the near sideline, and he breaks a tackle, but they run him out of bounds. But a huge play is Alexander able to haul it in. They check it down, and a big gain for Princeton all the way to the Beckley 25-yard line.
Yeah, and that's one thing you can't have on the check down. A 5-yard completion turns into a big gain. And if you're Beckley, you gotta really come up with something defensively here. 53 seconds to go in the quarter.
And a good play too to get out of bounds by the young man for Princeton that time, by Alexander Cox. So Princeton looks to the sideline, perhaps changing the play.
And that was one of those plays where Beckley actually got good pressure on Barker, flushed him.
And Cox able to make that catch as they put Cox in motion. Barker takes the snap, looks, throws deep for the end zone, got man-on-man coverage, and it's broken up at the last minute.
Man, that almost could have been offensive interference on that one.
So I think that was Clary over there that almost intercepted it as well. They looked like they tried to fake, Eric, they tried to fake the short toss to Cox in the flat and then try to hit the home run ball in the end zone.
Yeah, good coverage by Clary, staying with the receiver and reading his eyes as he looked back and almost came up with the pick, which would have been huge.
So 2nd and 10 for Princeton at the Beckley 25. Barker from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Steps in the pocket. Throws. Corner route. And it is caught for a first down at the 5-yard line. As Mosser able to haul that in.
Yeah, great pitch and catch right here. Looked like Beckley had it defended well as A.J. Thomas was there.
Here's a handoff. Here's Mosser. He's into the end zone for a Princeton touchdown. So Princeton able to take the Beckley turnover, and they go 49 yards in 5 plays as Mosser gets into the end zone. And with 34 seconds left in the half, Princeton has regained the lead. They lead 27-21. So now Princeton will sit for the PAT. And another thing, too, Eric, you mentioned earlier, Princeton will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
So here comes the PAT attempt. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is blocked. And that could be a very big play in this game. So with 34 seconds left in the half, your new score is Princeton 27, Beckley 21. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi,
And we welcome you back to Van Meter Stadium, Pete Colasurto Field in Beckley. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. 34 seconds left in the half was what's been a very exciting and entertaining first half, Eric. And Princeton has regained the lead, but a big play was the extra point, a blocked extra point. And now instead of being up 7, the lead is only 6 at 27-21.
And if Beckley, you have some explosive players at your own right, you could probably take this back if they kick it, if you got to field it clean, and try to get some positive yards. By no way do you give up on the half, but you don't want to throw another interception because turnover points off turnover battle right now is Princeton. That's what give them the 6-point lead.
A.J. Thomas on the near side. Gage Burdett on the far side waiting to kick. It's on the far side hash. Here comes the kick. It's a line drive kick. It'll take a bounce. It'll go inside the 10. Burdett will get it on a hop. Crosses the 15. Breaks a tackle at the 20. Got some running room. Cross the 30. 40. Cross midfield.
There we go.
He's out in the open. This may go to the house. The 30. The 20. 10. And he's run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line on a huge return by Gage Burdett, and Beckley's in business with 20 seconds remaining in the half.
Let's go. You got how many timeouts? 2 timeouts?
You got
maybe?
2 timeouts.
2 timeouts at the, 5?
He's down inside the 10 for sure, and let's see where they put him out at. Maybe you're right, Eric, right at the 5-yard line.
That young man, he's turning into a player.
And that's where they'll put the ball down at the 5-yard line with 20 seconds left and in the half and 2 timeouts.
Hey, worst case scenario, you can center it up and try to get 3.
And they put it at the 6-yard line. So from the 6 on a huge return by Gage Burdett. And now Price from the shotgun.
Same formation as A.J. Thomas scored on the last one. You can throw a fade.
Price takes the snap. They throw the ball short. Wines makes the catch. He turns it up, and he'll get into the end zone. And Beckley has tied the game with 14 seconds left in the first half and a chance to regain the lead if they can convert the extra point. Wow, what a change of momentum, a whole change of way this half is ended as we watch the touchdown on the replay.
And great play calling, too, because that's the first time they've thrown a swing pass. Great block by A.J. Thomas picking up the linebacker as Beckley has a chance to lead here at halftime. Wait. There's 14 seconds left, and we know how explosive the Princeton offense can be.
That's a one-play, 6-yard drive. And Beckley with a chance to regain the lead if they're successful on the extra point from placement. Princeton's off sides, and now will Beckley line up and go for 2 here?
Nah, you kick it. You kick it. You kick it. You kick it.
So let's see. Beckley has a decision to make. They'll move it half the distance. And Beckley might change their personnel. They might line up and go for 2. So they're going to decline and just going to kick it and stay where they're at. But one thing, it's been a half of big plays. Each team's committed to turnover, but I'd say the biggest thing that we've had in the first half have been the penalties by Princeton.
Timeout Beckley. Let's talk about it, they said.
Well, I would think this, Eric, with 14 seconds left in the half, if you're going to call a timeout, I think you're going to call a timeout, you're going to go for it.
Nah, you kick it.
Here's why I say that. But here's why I say why you'd go for it. I don't think – why would you you wouldn't need to call a timeout to kick the extra point.
Well, maybe they saw something they don't want it blocked. Maybe maybe the protection's in place because the guy, he did jump, but he came free, and he almost blocked one earlier in the half. So maybe get your protection set. And
they probably are going to kick it because they would have accepted the penalty.
Correct.
If they were going to go for 2, they would have moved it up, and obviously half the distance, and they would have went for it. But we've got a little bit of everything. What a very exciting and entertaining first half.
It's been everything that you and I thought. I thought it would be, there's 2 halves. There's no moral victories for Beckley, but this Beckley team, after they got smacked in the mouth by Bluefield, losing on the last play basically of the game.
The last
and a lot of people,
game,
you know how, people around the state, you say, well, if you lose the Bluefield, Princeton killed them. Games, different teams match up differently, and every Friday night's different. I always say that.
So Beckley now will try to kick for the lead with 14 seconds left in the first half. The snap, the kick, and it is good. And Beckley has regained the lead with 14 seconds left in the half. Your new score is Beckley 28 and Princeton 27. Wow. We'll take a quick 30-second break to get our breath, and we'll be back with the final 14 seconds of the first half after this on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Take it now. And we welcome back to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley, Pete Curlicerto Field, and on this beautiful October night, what a great game we have, Eric, between the 6-0 ranked number 2 Class AAA Princeton Tigers and the 4-2 ranked number 6 4A team, the Beckley Flying Eagles. And right now, with all the everything that's happened between the turnover on each, between big plays, between penalties, the difference in the game is a blocked extra point, and Beckley has a 1-point lead.
And, so many fireworks in that second quarter, and each team has been up to the challenge. Every time someone would go ahead, Beckley went ahead 21-14. Princeton answered immediately. And I said right before Beckley took that kickoff back, I said they have explosive players in their own right. But here is where you have to trust your lane integrity, and you and I talk about this all the time, but you got to use this sideline as another defender. You have to kick it towards the sideline where you try to pin them in.
And even if with only 14 seconds, if you kick that out of bounds, I don't think that'd be too bad. They'll squib it, and Beckley might get on it. As the ball went right through the legs of the Princeton receiver.
Yeah, I think he was out of bounds.
On it. Was he? I haven't seen the referees say. No, Beckley's got it inside the 40.
I think he slid out of bounds with possession. So with 12 seconds, you can try to hit a big one here.
Yeah, you got one timeout. You can at least maybe try for 3 because Beckley has a kicker can do it. And on that costly mistake by Princeton.
That was A.J. Thomas on the recovery.
Beckley will take over at the Princeton 38-yard line, and you're right. You can take a shot in the end zone with 12 seconds left.
You definitely can, and the way that they've been protecting, I bring in a back, max protect, and something deep sideline-wise.
But you don't want to have to call a timeout. Beckley's wasting a lot of time trying to get the play in, but the up back for Princeton, that ball went right between the wickets, right between his legs, and Beckley able to recover it.
Just the simple fundamentals of football.
Beckley's going to have to hustle. They got 10 seconds on the play clock.
And let's see this alignment, how deep is the safety. You go 3 by 1. They have man coverage at the bottom of your screen that's out of the view with A.J. Thomas.
Here comes the pass play. They throw the home run ball on the near side, got a man out there, and it's overthrown. And that's a good play call.
That is a good play call, but a bad route by A.J. A.J. Thomas has to fan out a little more because this ball was put on the money towards the pylon. If he's running more of a post, if he runs more towards the pylon,
So it'll be second
down. But I like the play call.
And, Eric, I think if I'm Beckley, I think I would try to get maybe 8 to 10 yards,
and
sit down, call a timeout, and put your field goal team out there.
And look for something from the tight end or Preston Clary in the middle of the field.
If you go for the home run and you don't hit it, then you're kind of stuck, and it's too far to maybe to kick the field goal. But I think I would try because with 8 seconds, even if you burn 4 seconds, that'd be a long kick. So let's see what Beckley does. Price gets the shotgun snap to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Beckley needs to call a timeout to have maybe one more chance, maybe a Hail Mary pass, maybe to have Price throw the ball as far as he can.
They just let it run out.
And they do did they call a timeout? The Beckley coaches are pointing to the scoreboard, and maybe they didn't get the timeout in.
I think they called the line judge. The side judge was right beside him.
Let's see if they're giving the timeout. Princeton's making their way to the locker room.
I think they're going to put 3 seconds on the field, on the 3 seconds.
They're telling them to hold up, wait and see. Beckley is saying they called a timeout, and you would think that they would call a timeout to at least have one more opportunity.
Is there any way to see that last play?
No way. Beckley did get the timeout, and the referees are saying, Princeton, wait a minute, not so fast. You got to come back.
And I like this. Throw it deep. Hey, you get a pass interference. The half can't end on a penalty, and you might get a chance to kick to a field goal if you get.
The loss comes back across the 45 to the 47, so there should be. No matter how much time, it'll be the last play.
Unless
three whether it's 1, 2, or 3, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, no matter how much time that they put back, no matter how much time that they put back, this will probably be the final play. They're putting 1 second. I don't think it really matters whether it's 1 or 3. So let's see what Beckley elects to do. And I think I would just throw it as far as I could throw it. Price it's the snap up high. He sets, throws the ball, and it's intercepted.
Now this could go for 6.
Mosser with it. Mosser cuts it back up. He's across midfield. He's got a convoy. This might go the distance. Mosser will take it in for a touchdown on the final play of the half. Are you kidding me? What a play. Mosser, a 70-yard interception return with no time left in the first half, and Princeton will take the lead into the locker room. Oh, my.
That's exactly what you don't need. This is a great play by Mosser.
He'll get the pick. Actually, that's across the that's further than 70 yards. That's a 77-yard interception return. And once he turned it up and crossed midfield, he had nothing but blockers ahead of him. Too fast. Look at that. Nothing but white jerseys leading the parade. And a huge play. And Princeton leads 33-28 as they set up for the PAT. Wow. The extra point on its way, and it is good.
Boy, that'll take the wind out of your sails
My
right there.
goodness. At the break, Princeton will take the lead. Look what all happened in the last, 20 seconds of the half. And at the break, Princeton 34, Beckley 28. Let's take a break, and we'll come back. And when we come back, we'll have Regina Thomas with us. We'll also recap the first half, have stats and scores from other games. Princeton leads Beckley 34-28. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Hey, grab me one too.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
And we welcome you back to Beckley's Van Meter Stadium, Pete Curlicerto Field. And at the break, wow, it was like a 4th of July parade in that first half. Nothing but fireworks all over the place as Princeton leads Beckley 34-28. And wow, that last 20 seconds was amazing. Beckley with the big kickoff return, able to get to the end zone for a touchdown. Then Beckley able to recover a short kickoff. And then on the final play, as time expired, a 77-yard interception return by Mosser, and the PAT good. And my goodness, 34-28. So if the second half is anything like what we had in the first half, my goodness, folks, you're in for maybe what's going to be the game of the year. But right now we got to switch the game and switch it to a very good cause. We have Regina Thomas joining me here at halftime. Regina, you are the head of Away, and people ask me what is Away, and I said, well, I'm going to let Regina explain it, but I know what it isn't. It isn't it isn't a road game. I do know that. So when you say away, it's not that you're traveling on the road. So, Regina, I'll let our listeners and our viewers know exactly what you do and what is away and what's coming up for you guys.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share with the viewers and the listeners about what away is and what we do. Away means advocating a way for adults and youth. We are a nonprofit organization that provides emergency crisis shelter, advocacy, support, counseling to victims, their children, and survivors of domestic and sexual violence. Many of the people that listening may remember us as Women's Resource Center. So we changed the name 4 years ago just to really encompass and let people know we serve anyone that's been victimized by domestic or sexual violence.
All right, so you got a big event coming up next Thursday, October the 23rd. Talk about that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is our 4th annual Purple Halo Gala, and this is a fundraising event that we have each year, and we're very excited. We've got Beckley Area Foundation, who is going to be our recipient this year, and we're looking forward to having some great auction items that you can come, and we got DJ Nabes from Purpose Entertainment. He's going to be there mixing the tunes, and heavy hors d'oeuvres, and just we've got some great sponsors that are going to be helping out so we can get this put on, and yeah, we're looking forward to a great night with some great people.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm sure it will be. And what are the hours of that it will take place on Thursday?
Yes, the event itself will start with check-in at 6 p.m. at the Black Knight Country Club on Thursday, October the 23rd, and we'll probably end around 10 or so.
And the Black Knight Country Club located in Beckley?
Yes, the Black Knight Country Club located in Beckley on Kanawha Street.
So if anybody out there who's watching and listening to you right now at halftime, if they want to give a donation or they want to help in any way, what do they need to do?
You can visit our website at awaywv.org. Across the top of the website, you can click on Get Involved, and then on the tab there, you can either hit the donations tab, or you can buy tickets to come to our gala next Thursday. We still have a few spots that are empty, and we'd love to get the venue filled and see your all smiling faces there.
All right, Regina, before we let you go, I know you're a big football fan, and I know that what an exciting first half. Of course, I know you have a daughter down on the field for Beckley doing a great job trying to cheer on the Flying Eagles, but what a wild ending to the half, but the entire half, just big play after big play.
Oh my gosh, it has been very exciting sitting down in the stands and, listening to the crowd cheer the guys on. And it's a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be. So we're very pumped. We're looking forward to the second half and seeing what Woodrow's going to come out and do and see how they're going to make some adjustments.
So we'll see what happens, and we appreciate, Regina, you taking the time. We've got that on the screen there, ladies and gentlemen, and for a great cause. I know one other thing I just want to mention, and you've been obviously being a female, that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you see a lot of players wearing pink, and I think that's a good thing, too, that we address that, because just like anything, early detection is the key to everything.
Oh, gosh, yes, most definitely. Get your mammograms done every year.
Yes. So with that, we'll let you go, and we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have first half stats. We'll recap the first half, have scores at the break. Princeton leads Beckley 34-28 here on Video Productions.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
Hey, grab me one too.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
And we welcome you back to Beckley's Van Meter Stadium, Pete Colasurto Field, as the halftime rolls on here at Beckley. 34-28, the Princeton lead. And Eric, I know you and I both had to catch our breath. That was an amazing first half. And as we had your wife on, Regina, talking about away, I said it was like a 4th of July celebration, all the fireworks we had in that first half.
Yeah, man, I had to catch my breath. I'm glad she was able to come on and help me out. She gave me an assist, but I tell you, both teams are battling. And the way that second quarter ended right before halftime, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No.
That was excitement, man. Both of these teams are up to the challenge, man. We'll see how this second half plays out.
Yeah, that was drama at its highest level.
Yeah.
And you have the numbers, and I'm sure they're going to be staggering numbers as you have the numbers of the first
half.
Yeah,
well, the total yards, of course, Princeton, the Tigers, they came in, high-powered offense. They have 264 total yards. 217 through the air is Chance Barker, 7 of 11, 217 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. But where Beckley has really stung Princeton a little bit, Princeton only has 47 total yards on the ground, and they're led by Mosser, man. That guy's dangerous.
He's amazing.
Defense, offense, special teams.
Everything.
He's the triple threat.
He drove the bus
He's
up here
as good
tonight.
as advertisement. So, he has 3 catches, 74 yards, no score, but he has an interception. The biggest play of the half was the interception to go up right at halftime. So Princeton with 264 yards. They're led in receiving by JoJo Campbell, who has 99 yards on 1 reception. The first play from scrimmage for Princeton. They've been able to dig out of holes and really hold this. It looked like the momentum was on Beckley's side, and it's squarely on Princeton's shoulders right now. And then the Beckley team on the flip side, they have 165 yards rushing, and for them to be in this game, they did what we said they had to do at the top of the game. They have 108 yards on the ground, 52 from Wines and 58 from Burdett. Burdett has punched it in twice in the end zone. A.J. Thomas leads Beckley. Doesn't lead them in receiving. Preston Clary has 3 catches, 36 yards. A.J. Thomas 2 catches, 15 yards, but 1 score. And Wines has 1 catch for 6 yards and a score.
And, we had everything. We had big plays by both teams in the special teams. We had big plays in the passing, running game. Biggest thing is Beckley's got 2 turnovers and 1 turnover for Princeton. And penalties on Princeton. Beckley has really been penalty-free in the first half. And one of the big difference still is that missed extra point. But I agree with you. Even though Princeton did miss the extra point and up 6 and not 7, scoring and then getting the ball to start the second half, they got a lot of momentum. That first drive of the second half is going to be very key to the outcome of this game.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're Beckley and Princeton has the momentum, but you got to put that away. you got to play 2 quarters. Let's try to win the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter. You got to play possession. First, you got to win the battle of the first possession.
And if you're Princeton, you're thinking the same thing. If Princeton can win the first battle and go up 2 scores, gives them a little comfort zone.
And we know if Princeton goes up 2 scores, I'm not going to say the game's over, but
it changes
Beckley
the way
doesn't
Beckley
have
plays.
that type of offense
Right.
to come out and sling it 40 times. They're just not built like that.
We'll take a break here in the Direct Choice halftime show. Princeton leading by 6, 34-28, as our halftime rolls on from Beckley after this here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Summer's here, the Jeep is ready, and at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, you're getting the best prices in southern West Virginia. Top off, doors open, sunshine pouring in. This is what summer freedom feels like. Your next adventure starts here at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat in Summersville, where everybody rides. Because summer's better with a Jeep and the best deal around.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley here at Van Meter Stadium at Pete Curlicerto Field. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, and our crew is here. We've got 2 people on camera, KB Cameron Ball, Jackie Moon. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and we also have Chris Farish with stats. And Eric, before we talk about this game, we've got other games going on around the state here. It's hard to believe this is week 8, and you've got some score updates.
Yeah, we'll check into the AA ranks because this is our local team, Independence, is on the road, tied 21-21 at halftime with Barnesville, Ohio. That team, Barnesville, comes in at 7-1 on the year. Their only loss being to an in-state team, George Washington. Frankfort doing work, the defending champions, Maris, on the road at Petersburg, who is listed as the number 12 team in AA, and Frankfort has 50 points on the board right now. Let's go to AAA ranks since we're watching the number 2 team here in AAA. The Princeton Tigers handle Beckley right now. Greenbrier East on the road at Nicholas County, 14-7. Fairmont Senior on the road at Elkins, up 20-10. Herbert Hoover, 42. Ripley, 7 at halftime. Spring Valley, 14. Capital 6. Spring Valley, the future opponent
next week
of
for
Beckley.
Yep.
And Hampshire County 33, Berkeley Springs, a AA school, 14 at halftime.
And we also had a score on the Shady Winfield game.
And the Shady Winfield game, I think 26-6 Winfield at halftime.
In third quarter. And that game started half an hour later than what they wanted to start. It was homecoming tonight at Shady. Of course, Liberty, the other local Raleigh County team that we cover, they are off tonight. They play Midland Trail next week.
And two more scores for you. Huntington, number 1 Huntington at number 3 George Washington. Huntington up 13-3 at halftime. Bridgeport, the number 1 team in AAA, up 49-7 at Preston County.
All right, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, Eric, get your thinking cap on. If you're in each locker room, what you might hear from both Beckley and Princeton, hold that thought, and we'll hear it on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon, or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW WORLD today.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They've tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Levy, where they are right.
And we welcome you back to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. And boy, Eric, I'm starting to think that these halftimes are getting longer and longer every week. And it seems like this halftime has lasted longer than the first half.
Yeah.
But it gives you time to think. And Eric, if you happen to be in the Princeton locker room, what might you hear the coaches tell the Princeton Tigers?
Well, the Princeton Tiger coach is saying, look, guys, we took their best punch in the first half. And look, we still are leading. We just need to take the second half possession, punch it down their throats, and we win the game.
And, Nate Tanner, the first-year head coach for Princeton, obviously knows Coach Surratt very well. He was the former coach at Parkersburg South, and he's the first year at Princeton. And now, if you're in the Beckley locker room, what might you heard Coach Street Surratt tell the troops?
You desperately need to stop here. You need to stop on this first possession to get back in this contest. We're not built to really come back from a huge deficit, so we really need to bow up this opening after this opening kickoff. Don't give up a big play and try to gain possession.
And I think that's the big key to start the kickoff, because we see how the speed and Mosser, when he intercepted that pass and went 77 yards, and as you mentioned, and I was saying, once he got free around his own 45, the speed to get to the edge, and then he had blockers in front of him, they weren't going to catch him.
It was a convoy.
So that's
beautiful.
why when they kick off to him, like you talked about lane integrity, and you want to be able to limit a big play, because he had another big kickoff return, and Beckley had a big kickoff return. So, like I said, there's been great plays by both teams, and now who can maybe make one more big play than the other team in the second half?
Yeah, but if you're Beckley, you don't want to be receiving any more kickoffs. You have to. That's what's
right.
funny. The opening kickoff, you want to receive, but if you're Beckley, you don't want the special teams really to come in a factor on your end. You really need to get a stop. But this Princeton offense, man, is everything is advertised.
Well, both teams are back on the field. As you mentioned, for Beckley next week, they're on the road at Spring Valley. In fact, to finish out their season on the road at Spring Valley, we'll be back here on Halloween night. They'll take on Oak Hill, and then Beckley will finish up at George Washington. For Princeton, after tonight, they'll have their final regular season home game, which Princeton ended up having 6 home games this year, Eric, and only 4 on the road.
Boy, that's favorable right there.
They'll be with Independence next week, and then they'll finish the final 2 games away from home. They'll be at Hurricane and South Charleston. So, like we talked about, if Princeton's able to get this one and then are able to beat Independence, I think they have a great possibility of going 10-0.
Yeah, I think this week and next week, or not to slight Hurricane and the other
South Charleston, but both those teams are kind of
they're in a rebuild.
Yeah, right.
Because isn't it funny they end up with the last 2 teams they play? The former coach of South Charleston was at Hurricane. Now he's back at South Charleston.
Right.
So they're both in rebuild stages a little bit.
All right, so a moment's away getting the second half started as the captains reemerge out at center field in the center of the field, I should say. I'm saying center field because we're in baseball playoffs, and got an update. The Dodgers were ahead the last time I saw, and I think they were up 3-0, and cream has been rising to the crop for the Dodgers, and let's see if the cream will rise to the crop for which team that will be here in the second half of this one. So Princeton will get the ball first. They'll work left to right on your television screen. And I think this potentially could be one of the biggest plays of the second half, the kickoff, of how you cover the kickoff.
Yeah, how you cover
it,
yes. And where your ball placement, everything like that.
So each team will get their final instructions, and we'll finally get the second half started.
And it's funny, you talk about how long the length of the half times. I think for player safety, they should be shorter. You know how much it is to go in there and set and tighten up.
Yeah.
You need to shorten.
I would think so. So maybe I can. I don't know that anybody ever cared what I had to say. But
that's right.
Maybe I can
we're
say,
just putting it out there.
Yeah, putting it out there. All right. So going back for Princeton, of course, you got Mosser, and he's electrifying. You also got Alex Cox, who has played well for Princeton
and
as well.
Who has a tremendous speed as well, because he caught Burdette on the kickoff.
He also had a nice little swing pass.
Yes.
Picked up yardage. So I still don't know what the holdup is now. Now, Princeton was out on the field. They went back on their side. Beckley hasn't emerged yet. There's a meeting among the officials at midfield, and don't know what this is about. But
let's hope they don't have their mic on like the State Farm commercial.
Well, actually, let's hope they do. That way we'll know what's going on, right?
Did you see it? No. Did you see it?
Yeah. Well, you know what? The video catches everything, right?
It does.
Yeah. And we've got the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, doing a great job as always, producing and directing, and that's how he got the name, the heavy hitter. But I don't really know what this delay is, as we are delayed. I don't know why, to start the second half, and the officials' conference is going on at midfield. But I'm with you. After you've been in the locker room all this time, you come up, you warm up a little bit, you're ready to take the field. Now you got another delay. We also have Beckley Hall of Famer Tony Jones with us from Ohio. Always glad to see Tony. Well, it's hard to believe that Tony, back in his playing days, he played against Randy Moss, and you go back, that's been 30-plus years ago since Tony played. I was doing radio at that time.
Yeah, and, Tony had the pleasure of playing against 2 back-to-back player of the years.
Yep.
Mark Plants from South Charleston
And Randy Moss. Also played against Bobby Howard, who played in the NFL. And like I said, whatever this discussion is there, this is a long discussion among the officials there in the center of midfield right there where the logo is. And I don't think anybody but the officials know what they're talking about, because I'm sure the teams and coaches don't know. Princeton had came out and got their team aligned and ready to take the second half kickoff, and then they sent them back on the far side. And the crowd is just anxiously awaiting for the start of the second half. And I mean anxiously awaiting. And now one of the officials going to the far side to talk to Princeton. One's coming to the near side. I don't know what that was all about, but whatever it is, I guess they got it worked out. I guess they're telling them, hey, it's time to play. We made our dinner reservations, and we're ready to roll. So like I said, it'll be Mosser, the deep guy, along with Cox. And, of course, Mosser, if you're Princeton, that's the guy you want to handle the kick. And if you're Beckley, I don't think you want to kick it short. Actually, Eric, I think the best thing for Beckley is kick it out of bounds and give him the ball at the 35. I really do. I wouldn't say that hardly for anybody else. But in this case, I would say that's probably Beckley's best bet. Because you don't want to give him the ball if you're Beckley. You don't want to give Princeton the ball up in your midfield. And you definitely don't want to kick the ball to Mosser.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Both guys too deep are very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's football. You just have to tell your guys, man, lane integrity.
So here we go. Ready to start the second half.
The best kick would be out of the end zone.
Yep. And here we go. They'll kick it short. And the ball's a high hopper, and Princeton able to get it across the 35. So Beckley almost got that, but really I can understand the strategy.
Yes.
Because had they kicked it out of bounds, it would have been the 35, and that looks like about where Princeton's going to get it anyway.
Hey, I almost executed it. Now, the big guy for Princeton.
And that lineman up there trying to get a ball on
he's on the hands team. Let's see. That was Zayden Neely.
And
nice hands.
They put the ball at the 35 where I said if they kicked out the ball out of bounds, that's where they would have got it anyway.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that worked out really good for Beckley. And now here's Princeton with the 1st and 10 as we start the second half. Princeton leading 34-28. Barker from the shotgun. Now perhaps changing the play. Plenty of time on the play clock at 14. And now they're under 10 on the play clock. 3 on the play clock. They just get it off. They hand the ball off to Cox. He's weaving his way through traffic. He breaks a tackle, and they move the pile for about 2 or 3 yards. And get the ball out to the 38-yard line, give him 3 on the play.
Yeah, big-time play right there by Princeton, man, moving the big guys. That's what Princeton, I think, early on, they were able to move it efficiently through the air, of course, with their quarterback, but I think they're going to try to establish this run a little more, especially being up 6 and really trying to loosen this defense up.
And you can see trips are flooding the top of the screen. Maybe try to spread Beckley out, like you said, find some running lanes.
Yeah, man coverage down at the
they
bottom.
They go empty.
Maybe
Barker
a
will
false
take
start.
it, throws it to Mosser on a screen. Mosser breaks a tackle, tries to get to the edge, breaks another tackle. Penalty flag comes in, and that's probably going to go against Princeton. They might have had a man downfield.
I don't know if it was illegal. It's either illegal man downfield or –
well, the reason I said a man downfield, the line of scrimmage was the 38. The lineman was across the 40, when Mosser catches the pass.
Let's see. Yeah, the scrimmage.
See, you can
see
but
the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so that shouldn't come into play.
Well, let's see what the call is going to be. But Princeton, that's one thing tonight, has really hurt themselves with penalties.
They have. Yeah. And you know what? One thing we talked about.
A blindside block is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
That's a big 15-yard penalty. That's huge. Because that was going to be a first down out at the 45, and now the penalty will take the ball back to the 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 20 for Princeton. They try to get Mosser on the edge, and you miss a tackle and he gets a block with that speed.
I mean, that was a 9-yard positive gain, which looked like should have been a 2-yard loss.
Right. So 7 on the play clock. Princeton's going to have to hustle to get this play off. On 2nd down, Barker takes the snap, pulls it down. He looks, he's got a whole field of running room, and they throw and make the connection, and that's a nice catch by Klein. Wyatt Klein hauls it in and makes it a more manageable 3rd down for Princeton.
3rd and 3?
They got to get to the 45 to get the ball out to the 40-yard line. Yeah, so it's 3rd and 5. as they pick up 15 on second down.
Here's what you can't do if you're Beckley. You just still got to play honest. You can't give up anything big over top. And they have Mosser stacked. Look for them to run this little bubble if they do anything, the little bubble or tunnel screen to Mosser, because 6 will poke. The guy stacked in front of him will be the blocker here.
So let's see what they do. They put Cox on the right of Barker. Barker takes the snap. Beckley dials up pressure. Here they come. They throw a screen up the middle. It's caught. It's a big play. It's a first down midfield. They caught Beckley in that with that long run. They caught Beckley that time, blitzing up the middle. And I couldn't get it out watching the play, as that time on the screen, Cox able to take it for a huge gain and a 1st and goal for Princeton.
And great play call dialed up right here. Catch him in the blitz, all-out blitz, set up the screen, had a convoy once again down the sideline. A.J. Thomas battling through the block and making a good tackle.
Get the ball all the way to the Beckley 4-yard line, 1st and goal. But Beckley dialed up pressure, and Princeton, as you said, had the right play called, and Alex Cox able to take it. Here's the first down run. Mosser to the edge. Mosser trying to get to the end zone, and he does for a Princeton touchdown. So Princeton able to go 65 yards in 4 plays. They had a big play for the screen pass, and then Mosser able to score again.
And I think Mosser's coming up hurt on this one.
As he gets into the end zone, he may be shaken up, but that will take the lead to 40-28 on the first possession of the second half. As Mosser gets in.
Yeah, I think landing on the football maybe.
And I think, they're attending to him right now, so we'll have a break before we have the extra point. But Princeton right there overcame that big 15-yard penalty, Eric, and they were able to pick up 15 on second down to make third down much more manageable, and then they hit the big screen pass.
And once again, dialed up great play calling. They did a little rollout with Barker when it was, second and 20.
And 20, and
they
pick up 15. Yeah.
Good play call. Caught Beckley in an all-out blitz with the screen pass, man, and it was perfect play call, perfect timing.
So they're a 10 to Mosser as they get him up. I guess the good news for Beckley, at least Mosser won't be in on the 2 if they go for 2, but they'll probably kick it, because even though they miss an extra point, they're up 12. I don't think they would chase points and maybe go for 2 now. They would go ahead and kick it now.
I think they'll just line up and kick it.
So Princeton able to score on the first possession of the second half. They scored on the first possession of the first half with the long 98-yard touchdown pass, and they score on the first possession here in the second half. That was a 4-play, 65-yard drive. And now they'll attempt the PAT from placement. They've had 1 extra point blocked earlier in the game, and it's a 40-28 Princeton lead. The snap is high, but they get the hold down. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. And your new score with 10:16 left in the third quarter is Princeton 41 and Beckley 28. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
So Princeton scores on their first possession of the second half, and they take a 41-28 lead, Eric, and now it'll be Beckley's chance for their first possession here in the third quarter.
Now let's see what Princeton does here if they kick it deep.
And they're going to kick it a little short,
Clary,
right
that's
down
the, guy
the middle
you
of
need.
the field. Clary looking for running room. He's across the 35 trying to get free, and he gets across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. So that is where Beckley will start this drive, the 37-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance, and you're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. She's at Market Road in Beckley. She's my agent, takes great care of me. She'll take great care of you as well, and you can dial up Lori at 304-252-8646. So a lot of the of the wind has got out of Beckley Sales, giving up a touchdown on the final play of the first half and then giving up a touchdown on the first drive of the second half. As Beckley starts from their own 37. Price in the gun, takes the snap, hands it to Burdett. He's got running room. And it looked like that hole opened and then it closed, but still a good gain on first down across the 40.
And once again, guess who made the tackle? Mosser. He's doing it all. He's Mr. Everything. But I think he's banged up just a tad, man.
And the officials saying officials timeout.
He's holding his shoulder.
And I'm not sure what's going on here. One of the Beckley players has to come off the field.
Well, that's a
one of the
big
linemen.
guy. That's a big guy to bring off the field.
Yeah, the lineman coming off the field. I think that's Jones.
Yes.
Tyrese Jones comes off the field. They'll get the carry out over the 40 to the 41. He got 4 on the play, did Burdett. And it's 2nd down and 6 for Beckley. Price works from the shotgun out of the pistol set. Burdett lines up behind Price. Price takes the snap. They give the ball to Burdett, or did they fumble the ball? The ball came out, and Princeton says they have it.
They tried the inside handoff. Princeton's got it.
And Beckley has turned it over, and Princeton will take over inside the Beckley 40-yard line.
Yeah, just unraveling right here because right before the half, you give up an interception for 6. You let them score, 4 plays?
Four plays.
And this is where the game could really get flipped upside down on its head.
So Princeton will take over. They have a short field on the Beckley fumble. The 3rd Beckley turnover of the night. And that'll be a first down for Princeton at the 38-yard line of Beckley. So here's Barker. Got Cox to his left. Maybe changing the play. We've seen a lot of this as they run the play clock down to 5. They run an option. They pitched the ball. Cox juggled it, and because he had to wait and juggle it, he was not able to really get back to the line of scrimmage, and Beckley did a good job, and that'll cost Princeton a couple of yards.
Yeah, but they mix it up really well, Princeton does offensively. Try to do that. It's what I call a speed option. If he catches this clean, he has plenty of running room right there, so the Beckley defense was fortunate. A little more fortunate than good on that play.
2nd down and 12 for Princeton at the Beckley 40 as we go under 9 minutes for the 3rd quarter. Princeton scored on its first possession in the 3rd. They went 65 yards in 4 plays. Here's Barker with a snap. Pressure comes. Same play that went for a big play the last time they had it, and this time Beckley was able to read it, and they went almost the exact same play and only goes for a couple yards as they get the ball that time to Alex Cox. And Cox might be shaken up on the play. So it brings up a 3rd down play.
Is there a flag on the play? I think that's
there may be. And of course, that's been a story of this game. It looks like it's against Princeton, and they
accepted it.
And the ball will come back. Illegal motion, so the ball will come back. So that's no play.
I think I would have declined that.
Yeah, make it 3rd down.
Take the result of the play.
Right.
You're giving them an extra down.
Yeah. Right. So now the ball comes back to the 45
because
with the penalty.
Sorry, Mayor, but you see that they've been able to overcome down and distance. So I guess they're going to say now we're taking the results of the play.
Yeah, because it looks like the chain gang's moving up. You're right, Eric, and that's what you said all along. So now they will take the result of the play. It'll be 3rd down. The ball will be put down at the Beckley 40. They'll need 12 yards. And if you're Princeton, you got to think where they're at on the field. You got 2 plays to pick it up.
Oh, yeah, definitely with this offense. Look for this little inside
Barker takes
route.
The snap, sets in the pocket, has time, throws, and it is caught for a first down. And guess who? Mosser hauls it in on the far side, and that'll move the sticks.
And just the drag route right here, you send the go and just too much time right there. Just an easy pitch and catch.
He'll throw it out in the flat.
There,
and weaving his way through traffic. I couldn't see. I think that was Mosser again on the far side. He'll get the ball down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, if any team's out, if you're scout, you're going to get a heavy dose of one in this offense. That being Mosser. He does it all.
The ball will get down to the 19 of Beckley, 2nd down and 7. Brad Mosser, a 5'10", 180-pound senior. He entered this game with over 700 yards, half of the 1,400 that Barker's thrown for. He had half of them over 700.
Well, he's definitely the main target.
Barker to throw, got a man out there. It's caught. Now can Beckley make a tackle in the open field as Wyatt juking and jiving, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Wyatt Klein able to haul that in, and Beckley could not make a play in the open field. And now Princeton, after getting that interception on the last play of the half, they've scored on their first 2 possessions here in the second half, and they've opened up a 47-28 lead.
And this right here, I say if you play slow, you get beat. You got to come up and make a tackle there. You're waiting to get juked, and if you're Preston Clary, as soon as that ball's caught, you got to come. If you're going to miss, you got to miss hard and make them and hold on for dear life. And just great skill position players for
Here
Princeton.
comes the extra point. It's up. It looks good, and it is. So with 7:37 remaining third quarter, your new score is now Princeton 48 and Beckley 28. And after a Beckley turnover, that was a 5-play, 38-yard drive that gets Princeton in the end zone. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community.
And we welcome you back to Van Meter Stadium in Beckley. As tonight's game is brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Pepsi's a proud sponsor of local sports, the fine, soothing taste of an ice-cold Pepsi. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Spartan Factory. Spartan Factory located in Beckley. They have T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, banners. You can check them out on their website, thespartanfactorywv.com. Well, Eric, right now the home side has gone really silent because Princeton, with that big interception to end the half and then scoring on the first 2 possessions to start the second half, have turned a deficit for Princeton into a 20-point lead at 48-28.
Yeah, and that was the deciding play, I think, that's really turned the momentum around. If you're Beckley, you had a chance to go in as another penalty flag. If there's only one weakness in this Princeton team is to win a state championship, you got to clean up the penalties.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't have the stat frame. I don't think Beckley has made a penalty all night.
I don't think so.
They have. So Beckley's played clean. Princeton's had and not only penalties, but they had big major penalties. And I'm not sure this is before they even kicked the ball off. The near side official threw the flag.
Did they have
here.
12 on? Maybe.
Well, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No,
6, 7.
maybe one ran out.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the penalty is. Let's see. They're going to back them up. Wow. That's a 15-yard penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct.
He must have been on this side, jawing on the sideline.
Must have. And that penalty will go against Campbell, who Campbell's played a big part in this. He caught that big 98-yard touchdown pass. So now that's something you said you got to clean up. They're ready to kick off from the 40. Next thing you know, it comes a flag, and you're kicking off from the 25. But you're right, Eric.
Just things you can't have. Yeah, if you're trying to win a state championship, and and once you get in the playoffs, you got to clean stuff up like that.
Yeah, because teams are too good to give up 15 yards on just jawing.
Especially with the Bridgeports and the Fairmonts and
well, even in this game, this could come back and haunt them. Beckley could get a big return out of this and get great field position. Here comes the kickoff, and it looks like if Beckley can return it, they're going to get good field position. And now on top of that, they kick it out of bounds. So now they're going to get the ball probably close to midfield or at midfield.
Or do you make them push them back and make them kick it?
Well, I don't know. I think if you get the ball at midfield, you're probably going to take that. Because you normally would have got it at the 35 and it went out of bounds 15 more yards, and Beckley's probably going to get to start this possession. Yeah.
So they end up being a 30-yard.
Yeah, so they're going to back them up, make them kick it again. I think I would have taken the ball right at midfield.
But with the score the way it is, I think you're trying to put it in the hands. We said we didn't want, if you were Beckley, you didn't want special teams to come into play, but maybe you're trying to make a big play in the return game. Maybe return one.
Well, you got to think that even with the best kick that Princeton would get, Beckley would probably field it about the 35 or 40. So, maybe they're going to get across midfield. If they handle it well, they should. If they handle it well and you don't have a penalty.
That's what that's my only thinking on it. You still want your playmakers to try to make some plays.
So, Princeton now backed up on their 20-yard line.
But if I'm Princeton, I just kick it deep.
I just kick it as far as I can.
Kick it as far as I can and cover it.
Yeah. So let's see for the third time if
and I
we'll
think
get a
that's what they're
kickoff.
going to do.
And that's what they try to do is right down the middle. It takes a big hop. And A.J. Thomas gets it at the 30. He crosses the 40, and he won't get up to the 50, I don't believe. When he gets to the edge, he gets knocked out of bounds. So Beckley's going to give up about 4 or 5 yards had they taken it. But, like you said, you want to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers as A.J. Thomas has ran out of bounds here.
Princeton did a good job of covering it, too. They kicked it deep and came down.
So Beckley will take over, and let's see where they knock A.J. Thomas out of bounds, just shy of midfield. Maybe the 48-yard line. 47.
47
is where they will put it down.
Yes.
So here's Beckley. The last time they had it, they turned it over. And now they'll have it, and they're down 48-28 with 7.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So here's Price. And Beckley with the tight formation on first down.
But they've been able to throw out of this.
And they're going to run the ball. And they run it, and they're going to get a gain out to midfield.
And I think that's a new running back.
Dozier on the carry. I believe that was Dozier, the freshman. And get the ball out to midfield and picked up 4 on the play.
Was that number 20?
Or was that Pittman? I beg your pardon.
Yeah, Elijah Pittman.
That was Pittman on the carry. So it'll be a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up for Beckley. Beckley once again going with the tight formation. They put Pittman in motion. They give him the ball, try to get him to the edge, and he gets stuck right there, and that will go nowhere as Princeton up to the task.
Yeah, big hit on the edge right there from Princeton. That was Wyatt Klein, who just scored the touchdown.
Right.
Hey, so both sides of the
and another flag comes in. This is after the play.
This is going to be on Beckley.
And let's see.
Yeah. Jamarcus Mans.
Beckley has not had a penalty yet tonight. Let's see if this is their first one. It's a dead ball foul. Princeton is pointing toward Beckley. Yep, and penalty on Beckley. And, Eric, I think you're right. I think after that interception, I think the wheels have come off the wagon for Beckley a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely has.
I don't know if they can get them put back on, but it was tough after that interception on the final play of the half. So the penalties after the play, and that's takes the ball back inside the 35 to the 34-yard line and makes it 3rd down and a couple of Uber rides. So here we go, 3rd down and forever for Beckley. Princeton looks like they're showing pressure, and they bring pressure. And here they come, and they will be able to run down from behind, but a nice gain by the quarterback of Beckley, Price, but it's going to bring up 4th down and force a punt by Beckley.
Yeah, and once you get, an uncharacteristic play, unsportsmanlike conduct, but, this Princeton team, as I've said, it's as advertised. They're explosive. They create their explosivity, too, because you get an interception, they're trying to take it to the house. Man.
And here's as you mentioned, Mosser's their main guy, but he's not the only guy.
Yeah, he's not.
Do it.
He's one. He's the king.
He's
of
the
his
leader,
chest.
but he's not the only guy.
He's the king of his chest, but he's not the only guy.
And he's back. He's the only guy back waiting on the punt now. Here comes the Beckley kick, and I thought they almost blocked it. The ball will hit and go out of bounds, and Mosser was waiting to return that, but I thought for a minute Princeton was going to get the block. And the ball goes out of bounds.
And you see who almost blocked it is Wyatt Klein, man. I mean, these guys, this is a good team. This is a good team.
This is a very good team.
And, I'm interested to seeing down the stretch. If you once you get to the playoffs, though, and you get to the Bridgeports and the people like that, you can't have these penalties. And you can't say it looks like it's one-sided, but every penalty that's been called on them have been legit penalties.
Yeah. And they've overcome it because they got a 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, but you can. But once you get, you get
in tight games,
man, that's going to hurt you.
But, the one thing you have to say about this Princeton team, we still got a long way to go, 5.5 to go in the third and all the fourth quarter. But Princeton took Beckley's best shot and didn't really flinch, and they were able to overcome it, and they've taken control of the game at least up to this point. Princeton has a 1st down. They've scored on their 2 previous possessions here in the third quarter. They have the ball on their own 33-yard line. Parker waits on the shotgun snap. He's back to throw. He throws it short, and they make the connection. It's caught, and they'll spot the ball at the 38-yard line, and that will be a gain of 5. So it'll be 2nd and 5. Clock will continue to turn. We're ready to go under 5 minutes here for the third quarter. And if you got a minute, Eric, see if you got some updates on some scores.
Yeah, I'm trying to dial it up right
Maybe
here.
you can get that in after this play. 2nd and 5 for Princeton on their own 38-yard line. Kind of a unique formation with their receivers here to the bottom of the screen. And maybe they want to throw the ball to Moss or maybe get the two guys in front of him to block. And they're going to run the ball to Cox off the left side. And Beckley's got him for a huge loss, or do they? They look like they were going to get him for a big loss, and somehow he's able to turn it up. And a flag comes in over on the far sideline.
I think it may be a face mask.
So we'll see.
On the last time he moved, I think someone.
Yeah, I couldn't see all the way on the far side. And if it is a face mask, that'll be a first down. They'll add 15 yards. Let's see.
Let's see on the replay.
Maybe right there. Maybe there is not a flag.
Not a flag.
I thought there was. And the ball goes back to the 33-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 10. So after they picked up 5 on first down, they lose 5 on second down.
Quick score update. Princeton's going to be taking on the probably number 1 independent. Well, they're still number 1 Independence Patriots, the Double-A team, next week. Independence has opened up a commanding lead over Barnesville, 35-21 in the third quarter.
So 3rd and 10 for Princeton here, under 10 on the play clock. 3.5 to go in the third. They'll go empty. Barker takes the snap, sets in the pocket, has time, got a man open down the middle. He threw it behind him, but yet he was able to make the catch as Klein. He's right down the middle of the field. It's a foot race. Will they get him? They drag him down, but not before a big gain all the way down to the Beckley 20-yard line.
See, that's just better, just better offense. This ball is completely thrown behind the receiver, and you have a DB trailing the play, not even making a play on the ball, and Wines was able to somehow run him down.
So 1st and 10, Princeton. They go before they can even get the chain set. Here's a pass to the corner. It's caught for the touchdown. And that is Mosser. And a quick strike Princeton team. 3 possessions, 3 scores. And Princeton has opened this game up with a touchdown to take a 54-28 lead as we watch the replay.
And if you look here, you don't fan back enough.
That's a 4-play, 67-yard drive, and Mosser into the end zone again. What a big night he's had in special teams, receiving, and on defense.
Yeah, he's been
and
good
honest,
as anybody
Eric,
ever has.
Of what I've seen, I know there's a lot of good high school football players, but he's been the best high school football player I have seen this year.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for guys on his team last year, he was the best I saw last year. I mean, the Jennings guy who's at Penn State, Markel Lowe.
Yep.
I mean, just loaded last year.
The point after is good. Your new score is Princeton 55, Beckley 28. We'll keep it here and tell you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Scotty Brown, your local agent at Shady Spring. Dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, you can check out Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and the website is exitelevationwv.com. Also being brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is the financial advisor at Edward Jones, located at Harper Road in Beckley. You can dial up Heather Cantley at 681-254-0097. So Beckley will get the ball, and Eric, it's gotten really quiet on the home side. And Princeton, with that big interception right before halftime, they scored on the final play of the half, and they scored on the first 2 possessions of the second half, and they've really blown the game open with a 55-28 lead.
Yeah, and right now Chance Barker has 401 yards passing, really lighting it up here in the second half.
So Princeton will kick off from the 40-yard line, and last time they ended up kicking off way back from the 20-yard line. But you're right, Princeton has done so many things right, but they got to clean up all the penalties that they've had in this game. But they took what was a very competitive game, and right now Princeton is run away and hiding now. I don't know what they're doing. As the referee is on, I don't know. He's telling a couple Princeton players they've got to move to the other side of the field or come off the field. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I've never.
I don't know. Beckley on the road next week at Spring Valley. Princeton will be home to Independence, and if Independence, the last score you gave, Eric, they're up 2 scores. That'll be a battle of the unbeatens if this score sticks the way it's going, and also if the Independence game continues to go the way it was going.
Yes, definitely.
Here comes the kickoff. Princeton looked like they were offsides on the far side. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and another penalty on Princeton. And, we don't keep the penalties here, but I bet Princeton has committed at least 10 penalties.
Yeah, we don't keep them, but, double digits easy.
And I'm sure Beckley I would think Beckley will take it on the 35 rather than make him kick it again.
Okay, let me get you some scores here. The Bridgeport Indians take out Preston on a running clock, the number 1 team in AAA, 49-7. Martinsburg rolling 69-0 over Washington.
So Beckley will have it 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. That's where they will elect to take it as the ball was kicked out of bounds.
Independence just tacked another one on up, 42-21, up 3 scores.
So here is Gage Price from the shotgun, the pistol set. They put Clary in motion. We'll hand the ball to Burdett. Burdett's got running room. He's got a first down. He's got more across his midfield and a big gain all the way to the Princeton 40-yard line.
Mosser on the tackle.
Actually, he'll get the ball to the 39-yard line and a first down all the way to the Princeton 39.
Tell you what, I like the Gage Burdett. A lot of fight in him, young man.
So we're under 3 minutes for the third quarter. 1st and 10 Beckley at the Princeton 39. Once again, they run out of the same formation, the pistol set. Price gets the snap, looks to throw, throws it to Burdett in the backfield. Burdett is met right at the line of scrimmage and no gain. They threw the ball back behind the line, and then Burdett nowhere to go as Princeton was waiting on him.
Yeah, Burdett really lowered his head and tried to put the hurt on the Princeton defender, man. Showed a little power, but for no gain.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Beckley. From the Princeton 39-yard line from the pistol set. Price waits on the snap. Beckley may have moved. They don't call it, and the quarterback of Beckley, Price, is in trouble and he's sacked. It looked like Beckley moved and Princeton came across the line, and Princeton gets a sack. So it'll bring up 3rd down. The sack will get the ball back to the 45-yard line. They got to get to the 29. They'll need 16 here. And of course, obviously, they'll have 2 plays.
Two plays to get it. But and this is what Princeton needed to do. Once Beckley becomes predictable, it's hard to protect when you can bring the house.
So 3rd down for Beckley at the Princeton 45-yard line, 3rd and 16. Beckley breaks the huddle with 13 on the play clock. They'll run from the pistol set. Price waits on the snap, gets the snap to throw. Princeton dials up pressure. They throw the ball. It is caught.
And what you need to do right there, pick up half
Clary.
of it.
Yep. And it'll bring up 4th down. But like you said, make it a much more manageable 4th down, Eric. They get the ball inside the 35 to the Princeton 34-yard line. And they're going to need 5 yards on this 4th down play. 4th and 5 for Beckley to keep this drive alive as we're under a minute here remaining here in quarter number 3.
See, but I know Princeton's going to dial up some definite heat here. So something's got to come out quick.
Price waits on the snap. As you mentioned, here comes the pressure, and they blow it dead.
It's going to be a false start.
And a flag. And once again, the snap was high and really has been throwing off the timing. And by blowing it dead, you would think that it may be a false start.
May have been on the wide out.
And once they mark off the 5 yards, or it's going to be on Princeton.
Is it encroachment?
It's on Princeton, and that should be a 1st down.
We never got a signal.
Offside Princeton.
But you're right, not consistent. When they blow it dead, sometimes it's
1st down by penalty, and Beckley has another package of downs at the Princeton 29-yard line. And, you really like that free play right there, but they blow it dead. And we're in the final 30 seconds here of the 3rd quarter. So Beckley in no hurry to snap the ball. Gage Price with Gage Burdett behind him. Price takes the snap. They'll pitch it to Burdett, and Burdett is swarmed behind the line of scrimmage, and that should be the final play of the third quarter. So at the end of 3, it's Princeton 55, Beckley 28. Back with the fourth quarter after this on Video Productions.
Makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
We're going to the fourth quarter in Beckley, and what was a tight game at halftime at 34-28. Princeton has blown it open, Eric, and they take a 55-28 lead as we start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just their skill position players just been too much, and the quarterback has been, on point, really putting the ball on the money, and it's just snowballed after that. The interception.
This reminds me a lot like the Greenbrier East game.
Exactly.
Greenbrier East is good, but Greenbrier East does not have the skill that Princeton has. But if you remember, Beckley was driving for the lead. They throw a pick six, and then it was downhill for Beckley from that point on. And just like here, especially with no time left in the half. All right, here's the high shotgun snap. And there's a going for the pass, and a big hit taken by the Beckley quarterback, Price, as he gets drilled all the way back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and just nothing you could do there when they can bring the heat.
And being, like you mentioned, Eric, being the score what it is, they know Beckley's got to throw the ball, and they're not really looking for any kind of running play. And it brings up third down and third and long, 3rd and 20 coming up. Back at the – they put the ball down at the 44-yard line. So here is Burdett. As he lines up behind Price. Price takes the snap, throws the deep ball, got a man out there. It's caught for the touchdown.
A.J.
Thomas on the deep ball, a 44-yard touchdown pass. And Beckley goes 65 yards in 6 plays, and they get the home run ball, a touchdown pass from Gage Price to A.J. Thomas.
No, they're saying he stepped out. Let's see the replay.
Are they saying he's out?
They said he stepped out. Let's see the replay here. No, that's 6.
Yeah.
That is – did they call it 6?
No, they call it touchdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never saw them mark it dead. That's a touchdown. That takes it to 55-34, and Beckley, instead of going for 2, they will try the PAT from placement with 11:05 remaining here in the ball game. There's the snap. The kick's on its way. It looks good, and it is good. So with 11:05 remaining in the ball game, your new score is Princeton 55 and Beckley 35. We'll take a break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
11:05 remaining in the ball game. Beckley scores on a touchdown pass from the quarterback, Gage Price, to A.J. Thomas, covering 44 yards. That was a 6-play, 65-yard drive. Beckley down now by 20, 55-35. Eric, got to believe maybe an onside kick coming here with 11:05 left in the game.
You've executed 2 of them pretty well, but Princeton knows it's coming. But you just gotta go as hard as you can and try to get this.
And they get that big hop as they do. They get the big hop, and Princeton able to recover it. As you mentioned, Eric, they knew it was coming, and Princeton will get the ball up over the 40 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, now Princeton's with this high-powered offense coming back out. You got to try to get a turnover if you're Beckley.
So with 11:05 remaining in the game, it's 55-35. But this game went from a real close game to a huge lead for Princeton, just like that. And we talk about all the time, Eric, how real momentum is, and that nothing bigger than the momentum that Princeton got right before the half on that big 77-yard interception return.
It changes the total complexity of the game. But if you're Beckley, you can't – this 11:05 to go, you still have to battle, man, because you have some tough games down the stretch, and you don't want to – you want to end this game on a positive note.
Here's a running play for Princeton, and that is Cox. He's got running room. He's got a first down the far sideline. One man to beat inside the 20, and he just runs out of bounds right there at the 10-yard line. A great play by Alex Cox, and he's got good speed as he's able to break a huge run.
I think he might have pulled up a little bit because look, A.J. Thomas was in pursuit.
He ran out of bounds at the maybe the 11-yard line, 12 or 11-yard line. Just shy of the 10. He goes out at the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Princeton at the Beckley 11. So the clock stops because he ran out of bounds. And now Princeton getting the play signaled in. We're under 10 on the play clock. Barker waits on the shotgun snap. Takes the snap, hands it off. Here's Mosser. Mosser follows the blocks. Mosser into the end zone for yet another touchdown. I know his first name's Brad. They ought to call him TD Mosser because when he touches the ball, it's a touchdown more times than not.
It is.
And they made that look easy. That was a 2-play, 58-yard drive, and Princeton answers a Beckley touchdown with an answer of a touchdown of their own, and now they've put 61 on the board with the PAT coming. 10:47 remaining in the contest, and it's 61-35 as Princeton attempts the PAT.
And I think that score may put some Beckley fans in the exits.
Yeah, a cold night. I think it will put a lot of folks in the exits after that. The snap, the hold, and the kick is all good. And your new score with 10:47 remaining in the ball game is Princeton 62 and Beckley 35. We'll take a break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
You know, Eric, I said that Brad Mosser, when he scored that touchdown, they ought to change his name from Brad to TD, and that's the case. That was his 6th touchdown tonight, and Princeton leads Beckley 62-35, and we still got 10:47 left in the game. Here comes the ensuing kickoff. This will be returned. A.J. Thomas at the 15, up over the 20, and he gets hit hard as he gets the ball out to the 30-yard line. But Mosser, you got so many words that can really describe him, and electric is one that really comes to mind.
Yeah, electric. He does it all, man. Plays defense, too, really well. He's been in on 3 or 4 tackles. Got the big interception, which changed the momentum in this game, and it's been all Princeton since.
So Beckley will start this drive on the far side hash at the 30-yard line. 10:42 remaining. If you got any more updates on any other games, Eric, and you can check and see after this play. 1st and 10, Beckley on their own 30. Burdett lines up behind Price. Price gets the snap, hands it to Burdett. He's up the gut, and he gets 4 yards out of it. 2nd down and 6. Any score updates?
Yeah, we got some finals in the 4A ranks. Huntington went on the road and did work at George Washington, won 30-10. So that was number 1 versus number 3. Parkersburg South on the road at Morgantown. Morgantown handled them 45-10.
So 2nd down and 6.
Let's try to, before this next play, check Independence. Independence still up 42-21 into the 4th quarter.
And Independence has doubled them up.
Doddridge County, a team we had to see, to see up 45-15.
And who are they playing?
They beat Braxton County, 45-15.
Here's Burdett. He's under pressure. They chase him out of the pocket. He'll throw it short. They make the connection, and the catch is made, but a little short of the 1st down. And it'll bring up 3rd down, and that catch was made by Jones.
Little things that will go unseen. Gage Burdett picked up a blitzer right before the quarter.
Price
was there. Yes, and it was, or he was going to get sacked big time.
So we're under the 9.5-minute mark of the 4th quarter. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Beckley on their own 38. And let's see what Beckley will cook up here.
Got press coverage on AJ one more time.
Price looks to hand it, nobody there, and he swarmed under. It looked like Price went one way, the back went the other, and Princeton's all over it. Now a late penalty flag comes in. So let's see what it is, because the flag came right in the middle of the pile after the play was over.
May have been piling on. I'm not sure.
But the one thing with the game, with the score right now, Eric, I think under 9 minutes, game out of hand at 62-35. You don't want this. There's an injured player. It looks like an injured Beckley player. Can't tell who that is on their back. And while they attend to the injured player, we'll take a quick break and be right back on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Of course, the entire stadium has gone quiet, as you would expect, as they attend to the hurt Beckley player. And I couldn't tell who it was. Could you see who that was, Eric? I couldn't see.
Yeah, I really don't know who's down.
You know, the quarterback in that situation, he held the ball out, which was Price, and the running back went in the wrong direction, and then Price carried. I can't tell if that is Gage Price, the 6-foot, 180-pound junior. And they're bringing out a stretcher, and we can't see who it is as they're standing over him and no way to tell. But there was a flag that came in, and I couldn't see anything about that as well, Eric.
Well, it looked like Burdett and it's definitely the quarterback because Burdett is warming up.
Yeah, Gage Burdett is the –
Price is warming
up. Well, Burdett's warming up. Price is the one that was hurt. And they're bringing the ambulance out on the field. And, you know, you hate for this because this could be – obviously it's bad anytime you have to bring the ambulance out, but especially in a 62-35 game, and you've got a lot of season left. Of course, you think of the health before you think of anything else. But obviously if it's serious enough to bring the stretcher, bring the ambulance, obviously we're looking at a very serious injury. So while they tend to the injured player, we'll take another break, and we'll be right back on Video Productions.
You're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley, and they're still out on the field looking at the injured Beckley player, and we do believe that the quarterback, Gage Price, is the Beckley player. I never could really see that cleanly, Eric, because the play, like I said, the quarterback, Price, he held the ball for the running back to go to the right, and the running back went to the left, and then the quarterback, Price, kept it himself, and I couldn't see in all the players in there. And then at the end of the play, as we watched the replay, there's a flag that came in there as well. Maybe he got bent back. I really couldn't see it.
At least 5 people on him.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But he's been out there, and obviously you can understand why everybody is hoping and praying that the young man's going to be okay.
The flag came out right here, hands to the face.
And was that hands on Princeton or on
Princeton?
Beckley?
On Princeton.
So right now, that's the last thing I'm sure everybody is worried about as far as that. We want to make sure the safety of the young man, and like I said, very subdued, quiet crowd as you would expect when something like this happens. And what's been really a great football game and had a lot of big plays by a lot of great players now as they attend to the injured Beckley player with 8:58 left in the ball game, and Princeton in control, leading 62-35. So while they continue to do that, I'll tell you that appreciate some of our sponsors and give them a little airtime now. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets is located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company are hiring experienced underground miners, and they offer great wage, great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company Facebook page. We'll go ahead and take another break, and we'll be back as they attend to the injured Beckley player on the field here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Levy, where they are right.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
We welcome back to Beckley here at Van Meter Stadium, Pete Curlicerto Field, and a huge round of applause as they get the young man who we believe is Gage Price. And Gage Price, they get him to the stretcher and onto the ambulance. And I say we believe because I never really actually saw the number. But I'm looking down on the field. I don't see him on the sideline. He ran the ball, and that's why I'm saying I do believe that it's him. And once again, when play resumes, there was a penalty on the play, and apparently the penalty was on Princeton. We'll have to wait and see. And I think that shows class of the Princeton players coming to check on him to make sure that the Beckley quarterback is okay. We do believe that's who indeed that it is. Yes, I'm sure they're taking him to the hospital, obviously, to make sure everything's good. And you never want to see that on any level. And no matter how long, Eric, that we broadcast, and it's 36 year for me, and it's over double digits for you as well. But still, no matter how long you do it, this is something you never want to go through or see as a broadcaster.
And you know what? It's the toughest thing as a player to come back to,
right
after you're already down, and it's just really tough. And it's tough for Princeton, too, because that's one thing you want to see. Games played clean, no matter what the score. And that's one thing I always say in my mind. I never want to see a kid or any player hurt.
So now when play resumes, like I said, there's a penalty. They look like they're looking for something down on the field. You got Princeton coaches out there and officials out there in that one spot. So when play resumes, there's 8:58 left in the ball game. 62-35 is the lead for Princeton. And, Eric, it's at one point, Beckley led this game 28-27 in the final seconds of the half.
Yeah,
and then all that second changed.
14 seconds to go in the first half.
So now there's the ambulance. They got the player, and good thing we have a hospital.
Really close.
Just basically right beside the school here. So that's good. And now we'll have to resume play. And we've got to see what the penalty is going to be. Like I said, there's a flag that came in right at the end of the play. Beckley's backup quarterback is Gage Burdett. He had been the running back.
Yes, he's actually they both came in, played at rival schools, middle schools. Price played at Beckley Stratton, and Burdett was at Park. So
the 15-yard penalty is against Princeton, and when they mark off the penalty, they're standing at midfield. That's probably where they're going to put the ball down at. The line of scrimmage on that play was the 38.
So now you're going to get a different look here.
Yeah.
With this, because you don't know what the extent of this injury is going to be, and hopefully it's just more precautionary taking them to the hospital. But now you're going to get a different look at some younger players for Beckley. As you look at the running back, Maris is back in the.
Yeah, and they turn around. Burdett is the quarterback from midfield. They hand the ball off, and it goes for a couple yards to the Princeton 48-yard line.
Yeah.
So right here, Eric, you probably think you're going to see a lot of this. Like I said, just a lot of running here come down the final 8.5 minutes. I think at this point, both coaches, both teams just want to get off the field and be as, clean as the remaining 8:27 can be. At the 48-yard line of Princeton, 2nd down and 8 for Beckley. The new quarterback is Gage Burdett.
Fumble.
They'll run the ball. The ball is it out? I'm not sure if it's out, but that was Wines that carried the ball.
Yeah, he got a fortunate bounce because it definitely was out. And that's what you get, too, once you switch quarterbacks and
timing and
everything.
So it'll bring up 3rd down. Actually, they'll lose a yard back to the 49-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And even Burdett, you can see him coming over to get the play. He's limping a little bit. He was limping on that last play when Price was hurt.
Yeah, well, it looks like the Miami in college football is going down. They just threw an interception, and Louisville's nailing it out. Big win going into Miami.
Big win for Louisville.
That'll
on
shake
the road.
it up.
Yep. So at the 49-yard line of Princeton, it'll be 3rd down out of the shotgun. Burdett. And they snap the ball over his head, and he gets sacked. And that's been another issue tonight. And, in previous games that when I've seen Beckley either on film or games we've done, they've not had that snapping issue, but it's been a big issue tonight. And that'll bring up 4th down. The sack all the way back inside the 40.
Sometimes you don't know if the depth of the quarterback would help, but that was just a lob back to the.
So we're getting ready to go under 7 minutes. And I would imagine that Princeton, a lot of their key guys would be done, but I still see they got Mosser and everybody out there. Princeton's thinking that Beckley's not going to kick it.
Princeton's going to keep the pedal to the metal here.
Here comes the snap. There's the kick. It's a line drive kick. It's a big hop. Mosser takes it. He breaks a tackle at the 20. He's across the 25, and he's down there, and that's where Princeton will take over at the 25-yard line.
They ran it to the kicker, you think? A flag on the play?
There is a flag. And it's going to be on Princeton. And if it is, that will keep the drive alive. Let's watch the play.
Well.
Yep. But Princeton, I bet, we talked about it at 1.10. I bet they've got close to 15 penalties tonight. And we'll wait and see what the call is. We're in the final 6.5 minutes of this game. And a lot of the crowd on the home side have made their way to the warm parking lot of their car. And I haven't seen an indication yet of what the penalty is, but it looks like that Princeton's bringing their defense back on.
And I think you called it right. I think it was running into the kicker.
Yep.
That's an automatic first down.
Well,
right?
Actually, it isn't. And that's the terrible rule, in my opinion, in high school. They don't have any automatic first downs. They're just 15 yards. So it's not going to be a first down. Beckley will keep the ball. It's 15 yards, but Beckley needed more than 15 for the drive. So Beckley will get possession, but it should be 4th down again because they don't have automatic first down.
Oh, he had 2 penalties. He had
2 penalties. So that's 30 yards of penalties, and that will be a first down. But had it only been a 15-yard penalty, it would not have been a first down. But with the penalty and then another penalty, as you mentioned, Eric, the ball goes to the Princeton 40-yard line. So this will be an extension of the drive and make this the 8th play of the drive as the clock continues to run, 6.5 remaining in it. As Burdett stands back and waits on the shotgun snap, and now we got a whistle. And we got timeout. Princeton didn't have enough players on the field, or maybe they want to make some substitutions.
No, they didn't have enough players.
Yeah.
They just ran 2 out. They had 9 people out there.
So we'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
You're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes.
And we welcome you back to Beckley as we play the final 6:22. And Eric, during the break, we were talking about we're approaching 3 hours. This game has lasted almost as long as an NFL game, and I think the halftime was like an NFL game in itself. It was so long.
You're right. I mean, we had a little stoppage of play with the injured player. You don't want that, but it seems like it's been a flag fest. A lot of scoring from Princeton, then a lot of flags.
Well, I mean, you're talking over 90 points, almost 100 points between them. And that's one of the reasons why the game's lasted so long. Here's Beckley with a running play, and that's going to lose a couple of yards, and that is Pittman on the carry.
And that's for Princeton on the tackle. Securing the edge was Wyatt Klein. You know what? Between him and Monster, they've wreaked havoc offensively and defensively here.
So the thing about it, Eric, and we hope that the young man, Gage Price, is going to be okay, but if he's able to play or not able to play, I think moving forward, Beckley cannot let this game beat him twice or 3 times on down the road.
Yeah, no, because there's a lot of positives you can get out of this if you're Beckley. You're right there, and just mistakes. You got to cut down on the mistakes, and that's Beckley.
And they'll run the ball up the middle, and that's a nice gain close to a first down. A good hard run down shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and that was going to be Jaheim Miller, Marison. I like he looked like old school Larry Zonka. He had both arms on the ball, and he was like, I'm not fumbling with this thing. He had it covered up, Bears.
We'll have a quick wrap-up in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show, and that'll come up here in about 5 minutes. We're just a tad over 5 minutes left in this one. Princeton has opened up the 62-35 lead. 3rd and 1 for Beckley at the 31-yard line. Running play. That'll move the sticks for a first down. And down to the 20-yard line and another Beckley first down.
Jaheim Miller again. Hey, you know what? When you get an injury, a player gets it, he's like, hey, look at me, coach. I might need a little more touches down the stretch here. But you're right. I was thinking earlier, this Princeton team, if you're Princeton, you want to get out of the rest of this game, I would substitute some people.
Yeah.
Because you got a big contest. The one thing they'll have to deal with next week with the Independence team is Silas Nelson can run the football.
That's right, and Independence good up front.
Pretty good up front, so skill position-wise, Independence won't match up. But I think in the trenches and as far as running the ball.
Burdett throws the ball, got a man out there, and it's caught for the touchdown. As Wines hauls it in from 20 yards out, and with 4:24 left in the game, Beckley makes it 62-41. It's almost like a basketball game, isn't it, with all the points we've had here.
Yeah, 62-41. Beckley needs to put the press on here late to try to get back in it. But, yeah, this is, a lot of substitutions by Princeton here late.
So Beckley will they won't go for 2. They'll line up and try the point after from placement, or at least it looks like that's what they're going to do. And that is what they are going to do with 4:24 remaining in the game. The one thing, Beckley has 3 timeouts left. And obviously an onside kick will come. It's a fake.
And that's not going anywhere.
And you're right. Actually, that's going to lose yardage. And I guess Princeton was ready for the task, so the 2-point conversion fails. With 4:24 left in the game, your new score is Princeton 62 and Beckley 41. We'll be right back after this on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We welcome you back to Beckley. 4:24 remaining in the game. 62-41, the lead now for Princeton. And Eric, to some degree, it's felt like a basketball game on turf with all the points and all the big plays, especially that second quarter. That was about as electric and exciting of a quarter as you and I have called for a long time.
Yeah, it was. And so I got some clarification on this run into kicker, and we'll get it.
All right, we'll get to that in a minute. The onside kick, Princeton able to recover it.
And
so go ahead.
I got to give my man Brian Joyce a shout-out who's watching us. This is the rule, Maris. Running into the kicker is not an automatic first down. It is a 5-yard penalty assessed from the previous spot. The penalty that does result into automatic first down is roughing the kicker or holder, which carries a 15-yard penalty and is classified as a personal foul.
It's good that we have officials out there watching us, keeping us in line so we know the rules. And I don't think it's not just us. I think a lot of people, because the rules, and we talk about this all the time, Eric, they're not in sync with college, high school, and pros. They're all different.
They all should be. I think refs would love that too. And I think you could train refs for,
to make it universal.
Make it universal once you start. Yeah. So it's easier to call and pick up on, yeah.
So a lot of new players in for both teams. And as that running play will lose some yardage, Princeton started on their 45, the ball back to the 43-yard line. So we're coming under the 4-minute mark of this one. And what was a very tight, competitive game till the final 14 seconds of the half when Princeton got that interception and ran it in with no time left on the second quarter clock. From that point on, it's been all Princeton.
And this is good for Beckley because they're starting to get some younger guys in as well as Princeton.
So it's a second down play. It's a running play to the edge. And a couple of yards gained unless they got a new play. Like I said, new players on both teams are going to need the roster.
Yeah, that was number
that
28.
Hodkins, Tyrone Hodkins on the carry.
A little ninth grader getting some shine, getting some burn.
So third down coming up. The ball is across the 45 at the 47-yard line, third down and 8. Trying to see who the new quarterback is for Princeton. Can't see his number.
I think it's 19, Johnny Unitas' old number.
Well, let's see. If it is, that would be Christian Howard.
I'm going to help you out with my 2020.
Well, I got 2022, but he had to turn around so I could see. And I think it is Howard.
Yes, sir.
Princeton will run the ball. And that's going to go for nowhere or a loss and bring up fourth down.
Another young player in for Beckley. That's Aiden Reeves coming up to lay the wood on that one. Sophomore, 6', 166. Princeton
will have to punt as we're coming up under 2.5 remaining in this one. So Princeton will go to 7-0. Beckley, Eric, will fall to 4-3. And
yeah.
I think it's easy to say that Beckley's going to make the playoffs, but will they be able to finish in the top 8 and get a home game, or will they go on the road? And I think the next 3 weeks obviously
next 3
will
weeks spell it out. I mean, and now on the injury front, your whole season may be turned upside down when you take your best running back
and make him the quarterback.
Make him the quarterback.
So here comes a fourth down punt. We're under 2 minutes, and Princeton will get penalized for delay of game. The play clock ran out on them.
Man, this is going to be the quickest post-game wrap-up ever.
Well, the thing about it is that that second quarter was amazing. The whole first half was really, like I said, it was like a 4th of July parade with fireworks with that second quarter, both teams with one big play after another. Here comes a 4th down punt by Princeton. Pretty good kick.
Pretty good kick.
And the ball's fumbled by Beckley or muffed, and I think Princeton's got it. You can't return a muff, but Beckley turns it over and Princeton will get it.
Yeah, that's where you see the youngness in the kid right there. There was no way he was catching that one. You just got to get away from it.
So on the muff punt, Princeton will take over at the Beckley 26-yard line. But the story of this game, the big plays, but Beckley, just like in the game, Eric, that you and I did against Greenbrier East, turnovers killed Beckley in that one and led to their demise and their defeat in that game.
It did.
Same thing here tonight. Same thing here tonight.
And, you know, same scenario. You remember me saying it in the second quarter. So this feels a little like are we getting a timeout here?
So while we got a minute, see if you got some scores you can run through. So I'm sure most games are probably
over.
All of them are probably over by now.
Go through some finals here in Double A. Let's see. As we said, Independence went on the road, won by a score of 42-21 over Barnesville, Ohio. They're the number 1 team in Double A. Frankfort, the number 2 team in Double A, won 50-0 over Petersburg. And Bluefield last night, the 4th-ranked team in Double A, won 39-0.
Actually, that was Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, 39-0 over Pikeview, a AAA school.
And, you know, I think Bluefield could be a sleeper in the AA playoffs. You can never sleep on them, right?
Yeah, and it seems like they do this. They hit their stride, don't they? Even with the loss.
7, 8, 9th week coming down the stretch. All right. So the final 123 left in this one. And if you're Princeton, their backups, they want to score. And if you're Beckley backups, you want to keep them from scoring.
Yeah, and if you're Beckley backups, you got to keep them out of the end zone. It's your job to keep them out.
Here's a running play to the near side. He's going to gain a couple yards. Yeah.
I like that. Keep that clock running.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to be able to get some of these new players some touches, get them in the game, and get out of here with, nobody else getting hurt. Of course, Beckley, we don't know the situation, the severity of losing Gage Price. He was carted off in an ambulance.
Prayers go out to that young man, and hopefully he can get back on the gridiron.
So Princeton really only has to run maybe one more play. And Princeton's going to win this game. And they're going to beat Beckley, Eric, for the 5th straight time. And Princeton is going to win 6 of the last 7 against Beckley. And this should be the last play of the game. And they'll just take a knee, and that'll do it. So your final score will be Princeton 62 and Beckley 41. We'll take a break, come back with the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show after this here on Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
And we welcome to the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. The final score: Princeton defeats Beckley 62-41. Princeton goes 7-0, and Beckley is now 4-3. And we're going to be getting the numbers here.
It's probably going to take a while.
Well, while Chris Farish is working on the numbers, Eric, we'll get your take on this big Princeton victory.
Hey, big win by Princeton. Way to come on the road and handle business. And the thing you can say about the Princeton team, they overcame adversity in that second quarter, but they also overcame self-inflicted wounds, and they're continuing forward. I think they actually can play with the Bridgeport team with the firepower they have.
Well,
or
that's
anybody in the playoffs. They have firepower. They have a quarterback distributes the ball to everybody. But Monster's the main man, but they have guys that can make plays across the board.
Yeah, and there's no one guy you can take away because they have so much firepower on offense.
And the flip side, I'm going to shout out the Beckley team. They need to take some of the positives out of this. You can't turn the ball over. That's one thing they can't do. But they also, I think they can open it up. They have some players on the outside that made some plays too as well. So well played game up until it got bogged down in the fourth quarter with penalties.
Yeah, there were a lot of big plays by both teams and in special teams and offense, defense. But the big key was right there at the end of the first half when Beckley looked like they had all the momentum. They had just taken the lead. They were up 28-27, and they were going in for maybe either what they thought was going to be a touchdown or actually going to be a trying to get a touchdown or trying to get closer for a field goal. Yep. And they throw an interception, and Mosser runs it back 77 yards. And when he crosses the goal line, there's the time runs out in the half, and then Princeton really gave them the momentum, and then Princeton scored the first two times they got the ball in the third quarter, and the rest is history. They put Beckley, as they really put Beckley to sleep after that, as they beat Beckley
in the rear view mirror
62-41.
Going away.
As Chris Farish, he's like Jethro Bodine. He's doing the double knots over there, getting the numbers, and as soon as he gets all the numbers, Eric will give that to you, and then we'll get out of here. But next week, we're not really sure where we're going to be. We're either going to be at Shady for Berkeley Springs and Shady. That'll be the first time ever between those two teams, or we will be in Fayette County at Midland Trail for Liberty and Midland Trail, and I'll know that on Monday. So Chris Farish, our stat guy, he's still got the old number 2 pencil, the old lead pencil, and it's a good thing he didn't use pen. And now he's got it finally finished, and Eric, we'll turn it over to you, and you can bring us home with the stats.
And once again, 506 total yards from this Princeton Tiger team, 105 on the ground collectively, but Chance Barker came up and put on the show as he passed for 401 yards as he was 16 of 20. That's real good. That's real efficient. 401 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And the game ball still goes to Mosser as he had 6 touchdowns.
Yes.
4 on the ground, 1 through the air.
And the interception, yes.
One interception.
Brad Mosser, I'll change his name to TD Mosser because
TD Mosser.
When he got the ball, it's going to be a TD.
And Beckley finished with 271 yards as they were able to run the ball. Balance, it was 135 yards passing, rushing, and 136 yards through the air. Just didn't have enough firepower to overcome the turnovers.
Yeah, all right, so that'll do it here from Van Meter Stadium in Beckley for our entire crew. We appreciate Jackie Moon and Cameron Ball out there in the weather. I know it got a little cold, and I can feel that it's cold with the window open here in the press box. And, of course, always Chris Farish doing a fabulous job on stats. Of course, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing from my partner, Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Once again, the final score, Princeton defeats Beckley 62-41. Good night, everybody.